I forgot to put the music on. I feel so bad. Hey, everybody. I'm. Hello, Twitch, and hello, Internet. Welcome to Knights of New Avalon. To all those who seek adventure, justice, and big damage numbers that come out of the enemy's head, this is the only NLR game that happens to have fancy tea party mechanics. I have totally messed up my intro. My name is Tate Washburn. Before I can do anything else, let me introduce my amazing players and beacons. Starting with whoever is in the top leftmost corner in the overlay.
That's you. And then
Other
me,
than
I
me?
think.
Yeah,
Hey,
top.
I'm
Clockwise.
Lucian.
Clockwise.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Lucian. I play Cam, our fisherman, who sometimes heals people, rarely. Yeah, that's all I got for you.
Right, clockwise round next.
Wait, clockwise. Okay, cool. Then I guess it's me.
That's you.
Hi, folks. It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. And I happen to be returning today in the role of Kana Alva, the Aureate Cavalier, our little elf arsenal with the littlest guy with the most swords. Super ready to be here and hopefully get to punch up some bad guys today. Skipping one down the row as we are currently missing our dearest Maeve and passing it over to Egg.
Hi, I'm Emily or Ekchan, and I'm so excited to be back playing as Hayes, Sapphire's Glare, our Cambion Gravewalker. I love being in the Magnolia Realms. That's all.
Enjoy it while you can. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Well, last
I think that's Chouse, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no.
Hello everyone, I'm Chouse. Mainly find me here. I am playing Ajax, the Trailblazer, the mediumist guy with the mostest of guns.
Mediumist? Really?
He's medium sized. I don't know what the fuck.
Alright.
Perfect. I'm not gonna say
Anyways.
that. No.
It's because of how many of you motherfuckers are short little bitches.
Hey. Words hurt.
Bitches colloquially, not like negatively.
We understand. We understand.
Ajax is considered tall not because like he's actually tall, but because everyone around him is just short.
Listen, I'm short for an elf, so I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Anyways, and
So you're
I,
just
as
short
the...
squared, my guy.
Yes. Short squared. And I am the game maestro who is playing literally everyone else in the many realms. And speaking of the many realms, last time our players were at a fancy party in the Magnolia realms, interacting with the politics of the realm, trying to convince them not to try and rip their 5 realms sort of tied together into one apart for selfish political reasons, I guess. And speaking of that party where they were doing that, let me move on over to a slightly different energy. The gentle laughter and clinking of glassware fills the night air. Fine food and fine wine passing into glad hands and past pacified lips and smiles. Delivered by waiters and butlers, made by cooks, prepared by chefs, delivered by porters, grown by farmers. All the great machinery of society coming together to help the leaders, the decision makers, point the way. Or so they think. Because between every gear and spring, every delivery, every job, every decision that led up to this garden party was an army of paper pushers, logistics experts, and a smaller type of politicking than the grand dance in the elegant garden parties of the mayors of Magnolia. A party still chattering away as a figure steps aside, their face empty of emotion as they pull up a personal interspell sigil and hold to their ear. Their only words are, time for plan B. But this is unbeknownst to our players who have been enjoying a party. I'd love to know what each of you sort of does for the rest of the night, as you are all pretty aware that you've achieved your political goals, and as far as you know, you have won. What's that like? I know Kana in particular probably had a rare alcoholic drink for him. It was also probably quite tall and quite strong. So what I'm interested.
He's having 2 more.
Perfect.
That's how that's going.
Yeah.
Anyway, damn,
You,
that's good.
you all left
Another.
Kana unsupervised. That was a horrible mistake, and I'm going to show you all why shortly.
Ah, shit.
Oh boy.
So yeah, what's like the vibe for the rest of the party for the rest of you then?
Honestly, Hayes is finding a corner to sit in and pet the dog. The dog is Ovid.
I do think that there is a variety of like living plant creatures amongst the attendees here.
More dog.
Like, because the same way that you sort of wear Ovid, a lot of people have that kind of living accoutrement, you could say, quite often. In fact, Willow, the Jasmine's mom and this very important person in their own realm, she has like the ability to animate things. She does have a living scarf that is effectively whatever scarf she puts on has a different personality. The one she has now is more of a pet almost than a weapon, and does have, I think, a really, really long ferret. You're familiar? Yeah, exactly, Lucian.
A
with
long
the-
ferret, you say?
Yes,
Ferret,
like
but
we've had art.
longer.
Where's
We've
BP?
had art. There's several like dog-like thorn bushes or rose bushes, or there's one or two birds that are actually like just a large flower, and some are just actual animals that are magically enhanced to just be around, like to be perfectly controlled. So if you would like, there is also socializing with a bunch of other animals possible. How about the other two? What is Cam and Ajax doing for the rest of this party?
So Cam probably finished up at the other party, caught a few more fish, finished a drink or two. Is Anselm still at the party with us, or is he off to
Oh, yes.
another?
Well, yes, sort of. You find throughout the night, as you're enjoying this one garden party, you are sort of, the party moves to other gardens throughout the night. This close to the Crystal Palace, the bridges into the next realms are very close, and the space is very narrow because it is kind of a wedge here. So it's very easy to go to the next mayor's house, and then the next, and then the next. And so
Gotcha.
you do kind of do a small walking tour. And Anselm, as much as you have completed your political goals, he has not. Like, he's got a lot more very specific, nitty-gritty, annoying things to negotiate. Like, how many of the knights versus the guardians are going to be on various different caravans of stuff to protect it? What technology are they going to get in return? Trade deals, etc. He is waist deep in it.
In that case, I think Cam is just kind of not hanging out, but like trying to blend in without actually trying to blend in, if that makes sense. Like he's present at the party, but
Yeah. And I do find it interesting. So you do go back to the main party. You don't stay with the fishermen at the Fisher Bar.
he probably stayed long enough, and then I'm assuming probably Anselm sent him a message being like, "Hey, when are you coming back?"
Yeah. I think his message was, "Did you find what you were looking for?"
Cam will respond with just yes.
Then get back here would be the big all caps response.
Yeah, I think at that point, Cam will probably finish another drink and then come back. Pretty grumpily too.
Yeah. I think a large part of all of this, you sort of like just being there without being there, is you and Anselm are friends. I think you understand how he operates, and so effectively he is doing politics and you are just there. Like, he doesn't expect you to direct anything, but he trusts you to be moderately clever and at least sociable enough to be present when you're there. Small talk, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Ajax?
Ajax is let's see, my initial thought would be that they would kind of be sitting next to Hayes. what they
Join
would
my
be
petting
doing
zoo.
exactly. um, I f- chances are they'd probably be analyzing some of the fruit that grows in the Magnolia realms. Like having grabbed like probably like if like a pear had like a outside of a strawberry and is like almost cutting it up and like analyzing it and then like how could this be used as like food and like what parts are like what just to get a bit of an idea. And they will probably occasionally like offer some slices to Hayes. And I feel like once they're, I guess, like satisfied in like the amount that they've like learned, at least from this one particular fruit, they're probably going to wait for a moment to talk to Thon Zhao, the guard captain.
Yeah, all right. I do find it entertaining that you're a robot man analyzing food. Like, how does food work?
Yeah, like I feel like Ajax like is an awful cook, but he can bake like no one's business.
Yeah, it's
They say
chemistry.
baking is a
You
science.
understand the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
And you said Thorn? You want to talk to Thorn?
Yeah, Thorn Zhao.
Yeah, so I think you
yeah.
probably find him near where Kana is. Like, you tell me, Foxy, but it feels like Kana would probably be spending time still in that space, especially if he's drunk and fighty as he usually is.
I think spending time in the space might be a bit stretching it. Like he's definitely still there. He's still in the same spot where he like was sitting at drinking, but I think he's just sitting and drinking. Like I don't think he's bouncing off the wall or anything yet. But yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I think you'd find Thorn near there, and he is amongst at least his 6 sort of underling seems like the wrong word, and coworkers isn't. He is the captain. Lieutenants, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lieutenants
So yeah,
would be
his 6 lieutenants.
squad lower, or I guess rank lower. Yeah.
Yeah. Or is just men. And yeah, they're having a good time. They're still being very polite. They're not like starting a ruckus or anything. Thorn is, probably also talking with Jasmine. The two of them are just having a good time chatting with their friends and coworkers. How do you approach the situation?
Ajax would be attempting to not be dry as fuck. Challenge impossible, I know.
He's trying to be charming.
Yeah, he's the word that comes to mind. He's trying to be cordial, but it's not necessarily like Ajax's style. So he probably takes a seat, I guess, next to Thorn Zhao if it's open.
Yeah.
And
I'll say they're not really sitting down. This is more of like a fancy standing dinner party type deal. But yeah, there's space next to him. You can just sort of saddle up to him and join the conversation.
Yeah. He'll ask Thorn Zhao, if you have a moment, I have some slight concerns and would like to make a request, if you see fit.
He's smiling, but there is a demeanor shift when you say concerns. Like, well, people only come to me with concerns when it's about the security of our realm and its crystal. And he maybe like take you and him and step just a little outside this circle, so you're not like having this conversation with a bunch of other people. What are your concerns, my friend?
I have yet to figure out a way to discern aetherlings within real space. However, I do know of a method to discern where and who they are when in the presence of the realm crystal. And that is what I would like to request. Presence with the realm crystal. I understand if not, you very well may have your own concerns, and was wanting to do this through, I guess, official channels.
He listens, seems thoughtfully, and says, "Well, my metal friend, we do, like you say, have official channels. I will say that the reason of this party is tomorrow we are having some official meetings, and while the politicians have theirs, we as the Guardians have our own. I will make sure that the 6 other of the lead Guardians are praised, or the 4 other of the lead Guardians are appraised of this request. But I see no reason why you would not all, as beacons, be allowed to at least be part of a ceremonial touching of the crystal and being in that presence, and perhaps we can allow you to, would it require some kind of experiment or a special ritual, perhaps, just so I know what to tell them. And if you'd like to dig more into that scene, but I think his official answer is, sure, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
All right, that'll be absolutely more than sufficient for Ajax. He's like, hey, I need access to the crystal, and I'd rather not Mission Impossible myself in. So like, I want to be cool.
Yeah.
Because I will if I have to. You will not stop me.
Yeah, he does, ask Ajax, like, what's the process like? And would Ajax, like, nerd out and get real specific about it? Is this like a...
He would absolutely start to, but, like, seeing the, like, light drain from his eyes, he'll be like, let me rephrase this.
Well, like, yeah, as soon as you say anything even a little, like, arcanic in nature, you see Thorn's eyes glaze over immediately. Like, he's like, ah, yes, nerd. That's it. That's all it takes. He is, in his soul, still a big dumb jock. But I imagine then the rest of the party, you just spend some pleasant time. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Then yeah, that's sort of the rest of the night, unless someone else wanted to do anything else, catch anyone else here at the party before the night's off.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily super important. I think
Yeah.
Kana sits and finishes all 3 of his drinks and just kind of like, almost like uncomfortably quietly, just kind of sits there, like looking around, taking in. It's like, he does seem a little absent, but doesn't like go berserk or anything. Just kind of like stares around at everybody for a while, and then eventually kind of like gets up and, with like a light wobble in his step, kind of like meanders around for a bit.
Yeah, I think Dusk Lau in particular, the Cambion mayor of the Bountiful Petal, does like sit next to Kana, or like as he stands and is like, I do think that's the preferred state for this sort of party if you're not a politician.
It's new. I have never drunk this much.
In your how many years of long life? I hear your people live quite long, and you haven't had a chance to be, like, even a little drunk?
264. Drinking dulls the senses. Lessons a warrior.
Well, unfortunately, this is not the kind of place where a warrior is needed, and so perhaps it is fine for you to dull in your senses a little, if only to make the small talk more bearable. Tell me of, and then he'll just start asking of, like, various places you've been or things you've done. He's trying to engage Kana in.
He'll answer kind of jovially. He does seem like his brain is a little elsewhere and maybe has been this whole conversation, but he'll answer and, give accounts of things he's been, places he's been, things he's seen, things he's fought, stuff like that. But I think towards the end, like after there's a bit of a lull, he kind of like thinks on things and just says, "Could you imagine that? A world without need for warriors?"
I can't decide if that would be paradise or hell, to be honest.
Neither can I. I suppose.
On the one hand,
Future is nebulous for a reason.
well, we should all be grateful for it, I think. We get to decide what it is then.
I appreciate that look on life, friend Dusk.
And I appreciate your honesty. It's a rare commodity.
Honesty is like summer fruit. It is sweet, then it ripens, and goes quickly sour.
Out of character. In character, like,
Another
very wise.
conism.
Listen, Kana isn't capacity increases depending on level of drunk. All right, you get this guy fucked up enough. He's a goddamn savant.
and a philosopher king at this point. Anyways, yeah, I think that's most of the party then, of just this, gentle conversation, and then
Kana does go dancing when he's free, though. I think
yeah.
is the only remaining.
Oh, there's
truth,
plenty of.
He does lots of
I do think it's like
spinny
the
twirls on the floor all over in his very
Yeah.
flowy gown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's probably like around the third mayor's house that they have like space for dancing and a more lively band. Somewhere around there.
Catch my
The
boy doing
party-
the spins.
Spinny rope scoper. You all are escorted back to the Fawn household eventually when the party is done, and are given rooms. And it is. How early do you guys think you wake up generally? Or how early would you wake up after this, do you think?
I have a regimen to keep. I have to do at least 200 push-ups. 200 push-ups every morning. So as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, okay.
Cam's probably
Bless
up like 5:30, 5:36.
Damn. Well, he's got to get up early to get a little fishing in, right?
Exactly, yeah.
When the fish are
It's
jumping.
when they're biting is before everybody's on the river.
Exactly.
The other two?
I'm an EP guy, to be honest. Like,
Haze EP? Alright.
Maybe like 9? I don't know. I don't think Hayes would want to hold up the group, so there is like.
Highly fair. That's not important. Like, as far as you guys know, there's nothing important happening the next day. I just need to know
True.
about time-wise.
Mhm.
Ajax definitely gets up at like 6 on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking startup sequence.
Then booting up.
Pretty much.
Boop, doo, 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 doo.
Exactly. So I think that everyone
Fucking
except for
dial
Hayes, right? I think everyone except for Hayes then is up, but only just. Like I think Ajax, you've just booted up when a panicked messenger to the door of the Fawn house arrives. There is a manic beating at the door that you guys hear from probably like one of the buildings in the main garden where whatever it is you're doing. You hear someone answer it, and then especially those of you who are the sharpest of hearing would hear something to the effect of, "We need the beacons now." Would anyone, you think, notice that? I think, Cam, you're probably back with whatever your like daily catch is at this point.
I'd say Kana is somewhere off doing handstand push-ups and probably hears that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
might even
Cam.
be in the garden right by the door. I guess that'd be a question for Cam. Would he clean his fish in the sink inside or the river in the garden outside? What do you think?
Probably outside.
Yeah. Hard to know which one is correct in this situation. So yeah, this messenger comes and Jasmine is actually close to the door and pulls them aside, listens to what they said, and is the one who comes to the three of you that probably are now gathered here in the garden and we need to wake Hayes. There's something wrong.
Kana takes like a springing handstand back to his feet, nods, and then leaps up and takes off.
Mhm.
Not
So
a word said.
What kind of wrong?
We haven't heard from anyone in the palace, and the doors have been closed all night. It's unusual. We have workers and guards and janitorial staff and people in there that come on and off shifts and report what's going on all the time. Somewhere in the middle of last night's party, it simply stopped. And
Would Ajax
more-
have gotten Thornzow's number? Like with
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Inner spell. I have not considered exactly what
Yeah.
numbers are for this wizard spell communication system, but yeah, you have his contact
QR codes.
information,
Yeah.
right? His sigils. It's
yeah.
it's like it's
Okay.
it's like and
Yeah, Ajax would probably start giving Thorn a call and just like in the background of just like, hey, you good?
I mean, if you try and call him, it seems as if he is not answering. You'd get a quick message of working, not now, friend.
Just straight to voice. Oh, he's working. Okay, I thought it was like straight to voicemail.
It rings for a bit and then it ends, and then he sends you a message
Okay.
saying
Interesting.
that.
Yes, Camel asks, so why are you calling us? Don't you have your own security?
The mayors are also in the palace. They arrived early this morning, and we've not heard from them either. And the last message they sent to any of the guards and the guardians was to let no one in. She seems uneasy. I think at this point, Willow, if you want to say you've been woken up by Kana, I would love really quickly. How's
Oh,
Kana
yeah.
wake? Haze up? How does this go? I want to know.
I imagine in whatever Hayes is laying in, sleeping on, Kana lands in the window of their bedroom and just leans in as far as they can, far too close to be normal social distance, and just friend Hayes,
Ah!
I am sorry if I scared you. Again, had not moved a single inch away from Hayes' face.
Hayes is rolling over and pulling their blankets back over them, facing the opposite way.
Leaps, lands, because he doesn't want to put his feet on Hayes' bed, lands in a handstand on the other side of the bed, still a couple inches from Hayes' face. Friend Hayes, we're needed.
Give me 5 minutes.
I do not know if we have 5 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes.
2 I can do.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Now move.
And just stares for a bit, turns, blinks. You are pretty when you sleep. And then hops.
But yeah,
In the blankets again.
Did Kana hop back outside?
Yep.
Out through the window.
And did we hear Hayes scream?
Probably.
keep the distance.
Yeah,
Ah!
Really?
Camel give Kana a weird look and go, is she awake now?
She will be.
Understood.
It just is
Right,
hanging
so-
on the edge of the window.
Yeah, Jasmine, you can feel her unease through her magic, especially as she is an empathomancer. Excuse me, I keep on need to use the right words. That her emotions seem to project a little bit when she's not fully on top of it, and she doesn't seem that she is this moment. It's just, I'm concerned. Perhaps we can reiterate this when Hayes is awake, but I can't get a hold of them. And you have to understand, every family has people in the palace that we support in exchange for information. It's the nature of politics. I can't hear from my people either, and they should be available. This feels wrong, and I can't get Thorn to help me.
Is there something wrong with Thorn?
I don't think so. I just think he is a duty-bound man. He will do what he must to do what he's promised to do, if you understand.
I believe so. How can we help?
I'm hoping that we'll be able to simply walk through the front door. I just need you to be there in case we can't.
And if you can't, kind of gives a kind of turn head and a bit of a smile. Then we will go through anyway.
She gives a weak smile to that. It's like, I really hope it doesn't come to that. Just, I've been told by your Anselm, his worries are beyond our politics. And this is just odd enough. It makes me feel uneasy.
Well then, friends. Ain kind of hops down finally. Shall we not waste time?
I think Hayes will come bumbling out of the front of the building,
Yes.
adjusting their robes as they run along to join the group.
Yeah, the three of you collect what you need to. I will inform Hayes. Oh, sorry.
He just turns and smiles, nods at Hayes, seeing that they're awake, and just...
Mhm.
I am ready when everyone else is.
And
I think Ajax already, like, nearly always has his stuff on him.
well, yeah, it's literally integrated into him, but I'm saying, I think at this point we like camera leave scene a bit as you guys prepare for what's about to happen, unless there was another moment here.
Ajax would probably, like, at least on the way, would, like, lean over to Hayes. Apologies for the rough awakening. Kind of beat me to it.
It's just so fast.
Understandable.
It's got so much movement.
It was
I
effective,
simply can't keep
however.
up. Fair.
But yes, you all, we rejoin you arriving towards the main bridge to the Crystal Palace. Was there anything in particular you guys wanted to have, like, set up? Anything that you're doing before you enter this? I don't want to sort of hamstring you here.
I mean, other just than like making sure his etheric arm is set properly at his chest and everything, and
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
I think you just look back to the rest of them and make sure they're all checked up and ready to go. I
Mhm.
have a feeling things will get fun soon, and I do not mean like last night. Are you all prepared?
I think Cam will have sent Anselm a message to see if he knows anything or if he has any thoughts on this.
You explain the situation, and his first message response back is swearing, and then you need to get there. I haven't heard anything about this. I thought they just had an early session. The mayors had an early session.
Yeah, Cam will send him back just a thumbs down. Yeah, sounds like we're gonna have quite the morning.
I think I have Maeve with me. We're going to try and enter from one of the other gates. You go to the one here. I have some backup for her. Perhaps if you can't make it, they can.
All right.
But yes, you arrive towards the bridge, and as you do, there is clearly one of the seven guardians, Thorn Zhao, standing proudly before the first gate to the bridge. His armor is on. It has browns and a pink tabard, and his horned helm and mask on. He seems resolute as you approach. Jasmine steps ahead of you and just, Thorn, we need to get inside. And he doesn't scoff, but you can tell he is not persuaded. He doesn't change his stance and says, I was told by my father, no one goes in and no one goes out. This is my duty, and I cannot shirk it.
Does this seem like a personal affair, or should we step in here?
I think that it was made clear to you can, like, she's trying to persuade him, but it's clearly to your eyes not working. And you do see her shoulders slump a little bit, like a bit defeated, honestly, already.
Kana will take a single step forward and... I understand duty, friend Thorn. But Jasmine was very clear. Something dangerous is afoot. We must proceed forward.
And he's, just because... I think it's to Willow first. It's just because your contacts can't get a hold of you and there's no word coming out, doesn't mean anything. I can't simply let you run off based on... And he sort of stops and just... That is an argument between us. I apologize. And to you, to all of you as beacons, I cannot let you pass. And if you will force the point, and his spear manifests in his hand, and he stomps it on the ground and says, then I insist you back away.
Kana will look back at his friends, seeing if any of them will trust him to try something.
Y'all nod.
See,
Ham is
Ajax
already.
would probably
Go ahead.
Oh. Ajax would probably try to like get more information out, like, than what is happening.
I don't think he knows.
They are just talking. They don't talk to us while they decide. This is normal. Someone doesn't pick up their phone in the palace, and suddenly everyone's in a tizzy. It's fine. Phone, spell, runes, not important.
We almost lost an entire realm. Dozens, hundreds of innocent people, celebrating families. Almost lost because something that looked like a friend to them. I would not let it happen then, and I will not let it happen now. If you will not step aside, then I challenge you as a warrior for the right to step past.
Rest of y'all's permission, this might be about where initiative starts, as you see his shoulders slump a bit, and instead of bowing, he goes, unfortunately, I am not a warrior. I am a guardian. And I must do everything I can to prevent you from passing. As we, and I swear I had the music open to make this switch, and that would have worked perfect if I had just had it open at that moment, dear Lord. The ground beneath you shifts and pushes you back down this sort of hallway of walls in the garden. As several things happen at once, sort of setting this up. From his armor, several of these sort of pumpkin-shaped creatures with like 8 vine legs just bounce off into the gardens right and left. And from around the corner steps these short, like, artificially created sort of bee creatures. Here, let me adjust the music a bit. That's not a little loud for me. Sorry, just my end. Anyways. These sort of bee creatures, you can recognize them as familiars, sort of come around the corner. They buzz behind him as he takes a few steps forward, raises his spear and says, and so shall it be. So,
Okay.
combat has begun. You have Thorn here, you have the, I need to make sure I have... Yeah, the buzzing swordsmen are the guys behind them, and then the pumpkins are trickster gourds. I can add their titles so you can see them if you'd like.
I mean, I think it's fine. It's up to you. I like seeing names, but you know.
Either way.
Alright, I'll start doing that as y'all decide.
Oh, right. I got my ley lines.
Yeah, place those, please.
Yes, I will do that. Let's see, how about this color? We'll do 3. All right. 1, 2, and you're not gonna believe this. 3.
Just making sure y'all can see this. Kind of what? Music working, Foxy? Sorry, I'm
Yep, no, you're good. Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
seeing all the
Alright.
things.
Ooh, yeah, I'm seeing some names.
I'm even seeing some health bars.
Ooh.
Yeah, alright. Sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly how I want to set this up. In a little bit.
All good.
Alright, so
Take your
initiative
time.
1. Who's doing anything on initiative 1?
Will not be. Usually our big tanky friend did. If not them, then nobody.
Yeah, well, I got some people that are going to do stuff on 1, and sorry, I do need to turn this music down.
You're good.
I thought I had this all set up, chat. I'm so sorry.
You're fine, love. We got this.
It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're vamping for a bit, then yeah, Kana will just kind of like breathe slowly. There's a kind of like holds his hand up, and there's an almost like slashing line of hard light that kind of manifests into like a almost standard sort of one-handed sword. He holds that in one hand, spins it once, and points it forward. I respect your resolve, Thorn, and I will meet you as an equal.
I realized I think I actually do want to go on 1. Sorry.
Do
Yeah,
the thing.
I was muted.
Go
A
for
little
it.
silly. So, I will defend. So, gain
Ooh.
armor. No, focus equal to armor plus 1d3. Which is gonna be 3 plus 2 is 5. And until the start of my next turn, attacks are made with plus 1 difficulty. And then I would like to. Sorry, I have to remember how much I can move. Where is that? Speed 3. So I will
You're
move
slower than Ajax.
1, 2, 3. I got slower because I got heavier armor too. I used to move 4,
Oh.
I think. And then I shall
Can't relate.
summon a tombstone as my minor action, which is gonna be. I forgot to make a tombstone thingy as well.
Ah, yes,
Eventually.
well then,
It's all good. We'll just do the
Please do.
triangles thingies.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, where's my? Am I on the brush tool? Freehand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But so I think as the ground shudders and shakes, that we'll see wisps of spirit energy pull up from the ground.
yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention the actual goal. Like, the combat ends when 2 of you can reach to the bridge.
Noted.
The back
Gotcha.
end here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just, they're not really gonna let you do that. So, yes, you set up the tombstone there. Thorn, seeing what is going on, I'm gonna see if he can move his full speed and do something about this.
Hey, real quick while Pate's doing that, out of character, speed check, friends. Oh, fuck.
I've got 4.
I don't know what you're
That's
complaining about.
Cam's
It's
bad.
fine.
Hey,
5.
Okay.
if you kill someone,
You're psychopomp! You're
I
so
could
right!
psychopomp.
You're
I
so
could
right!
psychopomp.
Bruh, that's the strat. Bruh, that's the strat.
You just can't be too far away because I don't. Wait, what is my range on Psychopath?
Isn't it like is it within scope?
Range 20.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, no, we're good.
Did
Yeah,
Thorn
fine.
walk through one of my ley lines?
No,
Okay.
sorry, I should do this. I wish it showed you one at a time, but he sort of has walked around this.
Okay.
Really quick. Because I mean, he recognizes you put some kind of magic down and does not want to trigger that.
Sure.
You can always
Alright.
stop like and do like your movement in bits, so we can always see like the movement in chunks.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he's gonna have to move through your space though to try and get at Haze. So that's part of his movement here.
Okay. So he
He's
needs to make a magic
doing an-
save.
Action. Alrighty. So he is actually mid through doing what is a charge attack, but he's gonna make that midway through. He gets to move his movement again, and he's gonna.
Mhm.
He's clearly about to try and knock Haze over, but let me do that magic check. I'm trying to remember that's just a 20 plus 6 magic.
Believe so. My
Yes.
save target is 11.
So that's just a raw 1d20 for him. Let's go.
Ooh, okay.
12.
He passes.
What?
So yeah, he does end here then, and
Call out your rolls, by the way.
Yeah, it's a 12. Excuse me.
Damn.
Yeah. So Hayes, you are gonna have to make a. He uses charging attack. Moves up to his speed in a straight line, and if they move at least 3 spaces, they can fight or shove with +1 accuracy as a free action when they end the movement. As his opening move, he is actually going to shove. Which, if I remember the rules for that, because I had them open, what he's going to do is he's going to make a melee weapon attack against you, Hayes, and if it's going to be against your dodge.
Alrighty. Could someone remind me how resistance works?
You take half damage if you have resistance to whatever type of damage you're taking.
Okay, cool.
And then, sorry, I'm also trying to re-remember all of the different numbers here. Apologies, chat.
You're good.
Oh, I have another question while
Yeah.
you're doing that. So should it hit, I would like to use the written name skill, which is a reaction, right, to use my tombstone to protect me. Am I then also able to use a reaction to counterattack, or does that count as my reaction per round?
You get
Like,
one
does
reaction
the reaction
per round.
count as the tombstone, or is
You get you get 1 reaction per turn.
Yeah, per turn,
Certain
yeah.
reactions are once per round.
Yeah.
But
But
you
no,
get one
you
per
only
turn.
get 1 reaction per turn. You can only do one of those
Correct.
things this turn.
okay, cool.
All right. Do not remember what reliable is, but I believe
Reliable is hit or miss. You hit or miss. You always deal that much damage at least.
Okay.
It basically means you can't deal less than that damage even if you miss.
Yeah. Then. Sorry, I gotta write this out. All right. So he makes the attack. That is a 16 since he has 1 advantage.
And my dodge is 5, so that definitely hits.
So yeah, you are knocked prone and back 1 space. So here.
Alrighty. And was there
this is-
damage associated with that?
He decided to shove, so no, not this time.
Okay, cool.
This is sort of his opening salvo as he pushes Hayes back, and it's. Do not make me do this. Unless you wanted to intercept it as your reaction, you can, and then I think that would prevent it.
You would hit the tombstone instead, basically, if she did the reaction.
No, I'm not close enough to the tombstone to interpose.
Then no.
Okay. But yeah, that's his turn. Who's doing phase 2?
Channeling. Our caster's somewhere else.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll channel.
Holy shit!
I'm channeling.
We're changing the game. We're switching the flow up.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So let's look at the move, right? I move and then channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, or you can channel then move.
Cool.
Yeah, same deal.
Whatever.
Well, right, but I move during the channel phase, not the release phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stand here. And I'm channeling. channeling Storm Surge.
Now remind me, do you have to decide when you channel like the location and targeting? I don't
No.
believe so. I believe
You
you.
target
no,
when
that's
you
when
release.
that's on release.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, right.
That's all I'm doing.
Who's doing something for round 3 or phase 3?
Or sorry, it's Rainfall.
see.
That's what I'm channeling.
I might be doing something on phase 3.
It is the shooty phase, and you are the shooty one.
Yeah. Yeah. Might. Yeah, I'll start off on phase 3. Ajax will probably look over to Kana and say, you want how to word this? Do you want me to be ad clear again, or should we both take on Thorn?
I will keep Thorn busy. Keep the rest away from our friends.
Copy that. And let's see. Ajax will.
I will say these walls are pretty tall.
Okay.
Unless you have arcing, I think it is. You.
I do.
Well, no, he's on top of this roof. Oh, and you.
What,
Never mind.
what a fucking coincidence! Arcing,
What
you
a-
say?
what a happy coinkydink.
Let me tell you a thing about
Um,
arcing.
Yeah. So Ajax will probably, like, let's see. Yeah, move to about there. 3 out of the 4 of his movement, and then let's see. That is at 10, and then that is at 9. I think I can only attack once, unfortunately, but the one on that roof is a bit closer, so he'll target them first.
If you're shooting more than one
yeah,
weapon
right.
as part of one mount, you can target different things.
Is this true?
they're linked.
I know. Yeah, so my linked guns only have a range of 5, unfortunately.
Then never mind. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I've got accurate, so I'll have 1 accuracy. That is a 12 plus a 3 to hit 15.
Plus your grit.
Wait. Oh, plus grit. Yep. So 16 total. So I don't think I have any other accuracies or anything like that.
Yeah, so there, I believe this is again dodge. Their dodge is 10, so you make it past easily.
Word. That is a 1d6 plus 2 for damage. That's a 5 plus 2, so that's 7 damage.
All right, so that does 5. They seem to be at least mildly armored.
Alrighty.
Not what I wanted to do.
Oh, and then do I need to reload? I do not. Lovely.
Hey! Click clack, motherfuckers, let's go!
Yeah, it's not quite bloodied, but you did give it a serious wallop to its health.
Yurt.
All right, immediately after, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The buzzing swordsman on the right flies up on top of the wall, and then I need to make sure I'm placing this correctly. So, yeah, all right. First thing he does, it seems to point its shield out, and a glob of honey and wax shoots out of it, and I do not have a symbol for this. I am so bad.
You're great, don't say that about my friend. I'll beat you up.
That's
You could just.
that's not what I'm gonna
Okay.
do.
Close enough.
Honey time.
My thought was just to write the word honey in the square.
And a
And
big H.
Yeah.
change the color that you draw with, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
More of a honey.
An H.
There it is.
H.
It's a helipad. They're bringing in reinforcements.
Perfect. Anyways,
God.
I just gotta
They're
save that symbol to the
dropping
side. It forms into this sort of like set of jaws that seems to have tension as it creates a trap, a bear trap, effectively out of honey and wax, right in front of you, Cam.
Okay.
And then I don't think. Well, his range is 10. So yeah, everyone else is a little bit out of his range to hit, because that is literally the maximum of his range there. So that's all he's got right now. But the other one is going to do effectively the same thing.
That's a minor action popping that trap out? That's cool.
Yep.
It's a neat one, yeah.
All right, homies. Up the middle then.
Place that one right there.
The character, legitimately, that's the plan. I'm gonna hold up Thorn, just run.
Copy that.
Understood.
Cool. All right. Who else wants to?
Sure,
Or
should
who
someone
wants to
else
go?
go forward?
I mean,
Well, no, 'cause
the reason
honestly,
why I
it's
want to
up
is
you guys pretty quick.
if I hold Thorn here at the back, then it's harder for him to reach you guys, and I'm the fastest one, so I can catch up pretty fast.
But we only need 2 of us to get over there, right?
True.
Yeah.
So as soon as one of you does, then he can book it.
Oh yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just
Anyways,
want to stop
who
Thorn
wants
from
to
like
go in?
knocking people over more while our slowpokes keep moving.
Oh, that's fair.
My mango is to blow up.
Act like I don't know nobody. All right. Anyone want to reposition?
It's a thing.
It's stage 4 or
Nah, I'm
phase
going
4.
stage.
All right.
Nah.
Rush or hide.
Then Thorn steps. Actually, it looks like he's going for you, Ajax, as he gets right up to the wall, but then immediately turns around and he's going to do the same dash thing into Cam. So he's going to make the same attack roll and try and push Cam into that trap.
Phase 4, donkey kick.
I'm gonna use my Bane on him, for an extra difficulty on the attack.
Okay, then it's only an 8. Does that beat your dodge?
I could also interpose if that would be...
It does beat my dodge.
Then in fact, maybe you want to interpose. That is up to you guys.
Let me interpose this shit. Let me look at what exactly.
Yeah, I don't know the rules for that
What,
with
what does that
dodge.
entail? Let me look at this.
Uh,
Okay, so spend focus 1. Shift spaces 1, 2. I am adjacent to the target ally, so I can become the target. Okay, yeah. So let me make sure I spend my focus to interpose.
Cool.
And then, what was the target number?
8, since he did also get a disadvantage.
Okay, and
Eight.
the tombstone has a 10, so
In dodge? Wow.
This
yeah.
fucking thing's fast.
It's a real
more
dodgy
dodge than
tombstone.
Cam.
Of course it
It's
does.
like, it's just made of mist, so
That's
Yeah.
so
I
funny.
imagine it just kind of dissipates and reforms.
In my head, it's like the tombstone basically comes right in front of Cam, and it has enough physicality that it pushes the spear aside to now the direction that the Thorn, in this like perfect pose, he does look back to you, Hayes, and you can't see his face, but there is a sense of like, okay, all right, you got moves. Like he almost nods a little bit and seems more excited now.
Respect.
no.
Respect.
He's a
Who else?
he's a freak, just like Kana is. He loves fighting.
100%. 100%. He's trying to be so professional right now, but I think that anyone who even has like a sense, he has a magical aura that seems like it's becoming more excited, just like physically bubbling. And I think anyone who is in a fight knows, oh yeah, he's getting a little fired up now. All right,
Mhm.
initiative 5. Who does something in phase 5 right now?
Do I go in 5 or wait for 7? Actually, you know what? Yeah, I got a plan. I think I'm gonna go in 7, so I'll hold off.
All right, then I gave myself 4 of these guys because I thought it was funny, and now I'm like, oh no.
Oh,
Now I
don't
have to
worry.
keep track of all of them.
Don't you worry.
No.
We'll fit 'em out.
Yeah. Like I said, my mango. One of these days on stream, I'm just gonna bring a mango. You won't see it
God,
coming.
this orange.
Gigantosaurus.
Gigantosaurus.
Ginormous.
Whatever you say.
So I metamorphosed.
This guy
Gigantosaurus.
here. It's technically different, but it has the same function as the honey trap, so we're just gonna call it honey. The trickster gourd, it like wraps its legs up underneath it and it rolls into position, pops out of that, and then shoots a seed that creates a sort of green, like spiral plant trap. And then
Interesting.
I see what you're doing here, Tate. I see what you're doing here.
Alright, this guy is gonna drop one. Come on, one. Because yeah, like the trickster guards are clearly constructs, so it doesn't seem like Thorn is at all bothered that you guys have like hurt one. That Ajax is like, yeah, that's what they're for. Like he trains against these things.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing
Their
is
goal is to get
target-rich
shot.
environment.
H.
We'll use
So these
different
trickster
letters
gourds
for-
are also putting down those honey traps?
Yeah, although these, I don't have a space to, like, I don't want to have to change all the colors and everything. Maybe I
okay.
will in a second while you guys are deciding your own turn, but they have the same function. H's are basically going to be
Okay.
this honey traps, sticky traps. I just already used H. so-
Okay. Shit ton of bear traps. Go, my minions.
The minefield makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, we just got raided by the people who are doing that minesweeper thing. You wanna
Default, log in. We need
Help
you.
out.
Lock the fuck in. We need you right now.
Hey, yo, why does the square I'm standing on say 9?
Eh,
Hey guys, 1 is good, right? That means I'm winning.
Anyways,
The bigger number, the better, right?
I don't believe that they have
Click.
arcing with their. Yeah, so none of them can attack you in retaliation, so that's all they can do as well.
That's it.
Who would like to go during 6?
Release.
That's me. I'm gonna release rainfall, downpour. So you'll see above my head a large cloud form. There's, unlike usual, sounds of thunder this time. And immediately in this square, I'm gonna make this a different color. It's gonna be blue. There's all of a sudden very heavy rain. Which makes all targets and all characters inside blinded while you're in the zone.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I feel very
and-
bad for the person who may or may not step into the square above Cam. Blinded, bear traps, snared.
Yeah, that would kind of suck, wouldn't it?
It's
Hey.
a
Is there
fucking
a,
MMO boss. Why are there so many fucking circles on the ground?
There are. Look, this is a Final Fantasy
Why
inspired
all the
game.
mine?
Now, does he do a save or is he just blinded? Like, what are the
No,
effects
just
of this?
all characters in the zone are blinded while they're in the zone.
All right. I'll look up that condition in a second. Anyone else do anything on 6? Oh, sorry.
Blinded just means characters can only target and draw lines of sight to adjacent spaces. That's
Yep.
all.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Well, anything else on 6? Because I got nothing. No?
That's it.
Alright, then we're waiting for Kana's action on 7, then.
At me. I honestly wish you could just slide a little bit to the left, Cam, but you can't. You already moved, so unfortunately,
Sure did.
I can't. Actually, hold on. I can move through creatures bigger than me, but I cannot. I can't stay in their space because of my talent. First off, because I have Tracior 2, I have the talent roll out, meaning I can shift one space at the start of my turn. So I'm gonna move 1.
Perfect.
And then I still have my speed of 7.
Yeah.
So
You
I'm
and
just gonna
Thorn have
go
the same speed,
right
turns out.
to here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll stop right there. And from there, I am gonna let's see. Do I want a minor action here? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna minor action to take a stance. I am going to assume my snake stance. So I think this is just kind of having, you know, his sword drawn in one hand, flips to a reverse grip and like slides next to where Cam is, although he can't really see too well with all the rain. But it's gonna face Thorn and just say, "A duel between knights should be fought as such. Do you not agree, friend Thorn?" And gives him just like the most wicked, hungry smile.
I think it's interesting because he technically is blinded, but I think like narratively, he still knows effectively where you are.
Well, instead you can see adjacent. I'm next to him.
Yeah, he can
No,
see.
picture,
It's
yeah.
adjacent, yeah.
So yeah, he is in fog, and you step into the same space with him and Cam, and he goes, "A truer word's never been said. Have at ye."
And I'm gonna do exactly that. So let's see.
I will in fact have at he.
I will certainly have at he, friend. So here comes the attack. I've got. I'm gonna use my main blade. It's I get an accuracy 'cause it's my first attack with the main weapon for the turn, and I needed that accuracy because that takes me up from a 9 to a 14, 15.
Yep, that'll hit.
I'm gonna deal 1d6 plus 1. Armor cannot reduce my damage below 6. And what do you know? I did 6.
Hey.
So take
That
6 minutes.
does a good chunk of him.
Sweet. And then from there, as I get to make a second weapon, I'm gonna also use my my Phantom Armory, which I currently have in the blade profile, which is, and also main size. I can remember what size it is.
Mm-hmm.
So with main blade, I got reach 1. It's 1d6 plus 1 physical damage, and also has accurate, so I get another accuracy once again. Bringing that to another 16. Funnily enough, 10 and a 5, and a 1 for great. This time, armor cannot reduce my damage below 4, because my stance die goes down by 2 whenever I hit. So 1d6 plus 1 for a grand total of 5.
That'll be 4 then.
He does have some armor then.
You can tell you cut through his armor before.
And I feel like the way this is playing out is like, Kana is taking very, very like precise and directed swings. Like to outside observers, in fact, I even mentioned like to Cam, this looks like Kana is swinging to kill. Like it looked like he's swinging like he's seriously fighting. But I think Thorn, more than anything, knows Kana is always keeping his blade microns from the places where it would actually hit like killing strokes or killing points. So it's just like cutting chinks in armor or like cutting at places where armor is exposed. It's a very clear like, he's kind of being a bit of a shit about it. Like he's actually being a bit pompous about it, I think.
Yeah, and I think you can tell that like his armor is made of wood that he's like actively investing with magic, so it's more durable. But you are cutting through it so effectively that it's bits are coming off that he has to heal. I think that's how he really knows, is that you are only somewhat like cutting into him. If he was not wearing armor and that was like the shape of his body, you would clearly be like and fucking him up. But
I'll
it
of course
is
give the anime
superficial
moment of like, I imagine he
damage.
kind of looks a bit shocked that I'm able to so easily cut through his armor, and then Kana will kind of spin his blade somewhat. My weapons are made of hard, light, high magic. I do not get the specifics, but as far as I understand it, when I strike you, your magic becomes mine.
Yeah, and I think that the edges of your sword look like a vibrant pink almost, similar to his tabard.
And that's all that I've got. Yeah, that's it for me. My interaction, both my attack actions. I could surge, but we'll chill for now.
Because I mean, it's probably clear to you guys there's probably going to be something inside. So I don't know if you want to.
Oh no, this is
Use
not the
all
real
these
fight. Trust me,
resources.
I'm absolutely
Yeah.
fully aware this is not the real fight. He's playing it cool
But-
for now.
If anyone would like to search, they still can.
Yeah, I'm a probably surge. Yeah, fuck it.
Surge!
Search.
I feel like in what's it? Like in world, you see like a bit of a brief like increase in like the luminosity on Ajax, just like almost like a turbine kind of starts spinning up.
Yeah.
Motherfucker is aura charging. Okay, I see you, Nero.
As he will go ahead and volley twice. Once, let's see, because he can
Oh
also.
right, you're
move
searching in
against-
round 7. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
It is the
pretty
right
good.
time to surge,
So-
it seems like, if you're going to spend time to surge.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, because I think yes, I can get to here, and because this is the camp.
You didn't pass through the green trap?
Square.
You didn't
No,
pass through
I
the
can
square?
just barely move around it. I don't
Yeah,
have that.
4. Yeah, I see that.
casting to
Yep.
everyone. Yeah, 3 and then the 4. And then as he's walking through and around,
Mhm.
he'll take another shot at this trickster gourd, the one next to. No, I don't want to adjust those settings. Those aren't mine to adjust.
Yeah, don't be
With the
clicking. I can let you guys touch everything. Please don't.
I'm trying to ping him.
get who you
The
mean.
one next to Hayes.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. That is an 11 plus
Yes.
3 plus 1 to hit.
Yeah, it's really gonna hit.
And then that is a 6 plus 2 for the damage.
All right, so that's
8.
again. These things are pretty sturdy, so they have some armor. That's going to do 6, which it is still technically
8.
standing, if only just.
So technically
Yes,
8
2
damage
armor.
because it's 6 plus 2. Oh, 2 armor. Oh, okay. Word. And then need to roll if it needs to be reloaded. It does not.
Now you're getting all these good rolls.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'll go ahead. You know what? Yeah, I'll take care of him. I'll attack him again.
Still standing. In my head, it is a pumpkin, so you put holes through it. It's not armored as much as it doesn't function with most of it gone.
My
Yeah.
It is
boy
like
is out here
friendly
making
jack-o'-lanterns.
jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh.
Crack. Halloween came early, ho. Blah!
And I got a 19 plus 3,
That's
so
a crit.
that's a crit. Fuck yeah, baby. Add 1 to
I
my
think he's
power
fucking
die. Yeah, well, we won't have to worry about the math on that one.
Listen, fuck that guy. I'm here for the power die, baby.
Yeah, if you want to roll, see how much you kill him by, but
I mean, let's see, that's a 4, so that'd be 6 damage. Yeah, no, 4 damage. I don't know if you have anything in mind for kind of just how they die or anything like that.
What are you shooting him with?
I'm shooting him with my experimental weapon.
Well, I mean, like, what does it look like? Give me a little.
So the bullets are kind of just more of like. I imagine it can be like it's like the physicality of it is like the needler from Halo.
Okay.
And in this particular instance, he's got the weapon raised up, but he is still looking like straight at this thing, like through the wall. And as it travels through the air, it kind of just takes like almost like a lazy arc, going up and then nearly straight down on this thing.
Yeah. So you know where it is when you hit it. Just like you all know where things are, even through walls generally. Like you have the magical senses. But what you see is that this bullet, this like needle, arc in the air and land down, and it's already fired twice. But the second time, instead of just like a dull thud, you see a small fountain of pumpkin splatter all over up to, because you can see like the top of the roof. It goes over the roof. The whole thing is pumpkin now.
Alrighty.
Gross.
That's a lot of pumpkin. I feel like Hayes also got covered with a bit of pumpkin.
I forgot I'm
And
muted.
then-
I said the pumpkin splashback. Vile.
I think I believe that is all I've got for this turn. Oh, I need to add 2 stress. Bonk. Then cost will go up. And then
Right? Anything else?
yeah.
I'm gonna surge too this turn if you're done.
Urge!
Surge!
Damn. All right.
Alright, so I immediately take 2 stress.
What is this? What is this? Finals? Because we stressing out here.
So much.
Not only am I surging, the attack I'm using is called Storm Surge.
Surge for the surge, baby. Let's
So
go.
that's going to be an etheric attack.
So I'm interested. Finish what you have to do, but I'm interested. Cam's magic is usually so calm. What does this feel like in this moment? Like this?
Yeah, so actually, I
Okay.
didn't get a chance to mention this. The ley lines normally are fairly calm. When they first appeared this time, you heard the distinct rumble of thunder, and the clouds above them were distinctly more gray than gold for once. All right, so I forget how attack rolls work. You just d20 plus grit, correct?
Yeah, and any advantages you have, it's against their.
Okay.
It's against their dodge usually, unless it's an etheric attack. Then it's.
I rolled a 1. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'll take strain, so I'll take 1d3 stress. I'll take
Okay.
1 stress for that. All right. How does an 18 sound?
Regardless of the defense he's using, that's definitely gonna hit.
Okay, cool. This is a line attack on Thorn going this way. Targets are pushed to the furthest free space within the line, following its direction. I will spend 1 MP to force all hit targets to make a bulk save. I believe he also crosses the trap.
Yes, he does. And now I have to check to see. I believe he still triggers it. I believe they're just traps. So, I'm just remembering it's just a D10 plus his bulk, or a D20 plus his bulk?
Correct, yes. And the save target is 11.
He's got a 50-50 shot, baby. Oh, damn, he definitely is fine.
Dang!
All right.
So he's not pushed?
He is still pushed. The bulk save is for falling prone.
Alright.
Oh, he also
That's
takes 2
okay.
stress because I hit him. I should mention.
All right. I'm surprised you to know he can take some stress, but not a whole ton.
Oh, don't worry. We can see the number.
That's right. But he does stop here as the snare trap. I'm gonna have to read exactly what happens because this is complicated. The sticky trap, when triggered, characters in an AOE in the AOE of burst 1 must make a bulk save. Failure, they are immobilized until cleared.
Well, that's not great.
Success, they are slowed until the end of their next turn.
Bulk save, you say, huh? It's a good thing
Yep.
we have the reroll table. Bulk 0, flat save. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and take a reroll with the. I'm also gonna take the strain option. So I'll take 1d3 stress. Thankfully, that's a 1. So I'll take the 1 stress. And then I'll re-roll that, hopefully for a better result. I'm at 16.
Yeah,
I get
that
17
passed.
plus grit.
The 16 would have passed. Yeah. So you pass. How about who else is there? Yeah, Ajax. You're
There's
also within that.
Ajax.
So
Wahaba.
bulk save. 1d20 plus
Bulk
your
save.
bulk score.
Plus, oh yeah, 1d20 plus bulk.
Two. You are immobilized until the end of your next turn. Or until cleared,
Alright.
excuse me. So someone's got to go clear that. I don't remember the rules for clearing.
Okay.
I think you just repeat the save, or it might be like
Okay.
a target, like a it might be like just like a flat check. It might just be an action. I'll double check. I'll find it.
Hmm.
Okay. I wasn't. I can do what I need to from right here. As
Yeah,
long
I
as
was going to
target
say,
doesn't move.
immobilized maybe doesn't mean as much for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm also gonna take.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it did Thorn. Do we know if Thorn passes the immobilize?
Oh, he is also immobilized until cleared.
Great. Okay, step right. All right, so I'm gonna take my movement now. Let's get movement 1, 2. I'm gonna keep going to there. Let's see. I'll do another ability. That's all less useful now. Would be funny. No, I'm gonna soul shield myself. Yeah, so I get 1d3 plus 1 temp HP.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
it's,
spend the 1 M.
I did find the answer. It's the refresh action in phase 1 lets you clear traps and shit, or clear conditions, things like that.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I spent 1 MP. I rolled a 2 on a d6, so I get 3 temp HP. And I don't need to make concentration saves. I will also use a minor action to drink a mana potion to refill all my MP.
Perfect. Do know that you are still slowed until the end of your next turn. Like even on success, that's what happens. So.
Alright, I
Alrighty.
think that's
If
it for my turn. Yeah.
That's everything. Then, yeah, Thorn. Unless someone, sorry, does anyone else want to do something on 1? As we go back around the horse.
Oh,
Or was
is it?
8?
Oh, it's
8
next
was
turn
something?
already.
Sorry.
8 is delay.
8. But there's
Yeah.
everyone has done stuff, so unless someone wants to surge for delay, so yeah. Oh no, no one delayed anything, so we're good. Anyways, so yeah, on 1, Hayes, I believe you said you wanted to do something on 1.
That was last time.
Oh,
I
never
think
mind.
I'm good this time.
All right. Thorn, as his action clears, refreshes. Stop that. And then is going to 1, 2, sort of around that corner. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He moves gracefully, and in fact, he has this like flower petal cloak. Oh, can you do something when he leaves?
Yeah, I can attack him. Oh, I need focus. Never mind.
Opportunity attack.
I need focus. Can I attack? Never mind.
Never mind. All right, cool. He leaves. His cloak is made of flower petals and leaves some in his wake as he seems to just dance around you back in front of you, Cam. And that was very clever. Is all he says because that's all he can do for now.
All right.
Anyone doing anything on 2?
Let's see.
Nope. All right, 3.
Let's see. I might do something on 3. Let's see. Would this no. Would this attack hit Cam? I know it barely
It's a line?
reaches.
Is it a line?
Yes.
Then I would say yes.
It does
Okay.
pass through his corner, but I believe you. Is it when you
Yeah.
attack or when you make it that you can choose between line and burst? I believe it's every time you attack you can choose.
So I'm talking about my lunar cannon. It's just
Okay.
straight line.
Mhm.
Oh, that,
Yeah, although you
that
can't
hit the
just-
fuck out of me.
You can't just move a little. I would say from even.
I can't though. I'm immobile.
Oh, that's right.
It's just
Yeah, you just can't use
Yeah.
the lunar cannon
Yeah.
unless you wanna.
Well, I would have to wait till 7 to use the lunar cannon, anyways.
Okay.
But I mean, I could attack Thorn or the Trickster Gourd. I think with my positioning right now.
Actually, you know what? If you don't mind, I'm gonna take my turn first because it'll let you do something maybe a little better.
Cool.
Okay. So I'll start my turn. I'm gonna use a minor action to purge malady to clear his immobilized. It costs me
Hey.
2 mana.
Okay.
And then I will. You know what? I'm gonna Storm Surge Thorn again.
Just-
Another etheric indirect attack.
Sometimes it just works, baby.
And my goal is to push him to the right this time.
And not into the other trap.
How does another 19 sound?
Yeah, that'll definitely hit. I will. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Okay.
I will
And
say I forgot
then-
to remove this. These are one-time things.
Oh, okay. I will also spend 1 MP to force him to make a bulk save.
Alright. It's an 8.
That does not pass my save target, so he is now
Okay.
prone.
Yeah! How's it feel? Not fun, is it, asshole? So stupid ass
Yeah.
down over there.
Yes, that pushes him to this spot, and then he falls prone.
Mhm. Yeah.
Should
Now
allow me.
remind me with prone, he has to use his full movement or some
Yep.
of his movement to stand.
It's full movement unless
Yeah,
you have
full
a
movement.
talent that lets you do it for half movement. I have that, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Which
Also,
Paige,
attacks
you were
against
knocked prone. Remember on your turn.
Yeah, I do recall.
Anyways.
also attacks against prone
Unfortunately.
targets gain an accuracy.
Ah.
And then I will use my movement to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll stop there in my zone.
Oh,
Don't
let me into my zone.
In your
Oh yeah,
zone.
because
See this square here? That's my
That's my
zone.
zone.
Yeah, because Thorn's up against that wall. Yeah.
Yes, Thorn is against the right wall now.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, pushed by,
It's all
by
good.
a big old wave.
There's
And that
so
didn't do
many
any
things
damage,
to
right?
keep track
It
of.
does 2 stress.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Alright, and then that's it for my turn. I'll
It's,
pass.
Minorly stressed. All right. Then I believe what that means it is now the buzzing swordsman's turn, unless anyone else is going to do something on 3.
Joust?
Oh wait, yeah, it's just.
So unfortunately I can't use my lunar cannon on 3.
Okay. I mean, you also
so I
aren't
would
immobilized
have-
anymore,
Oh,
by the way.
That's fine. Yeah.
you can move.
Yes. Yeah, I can move. What I'm let's see, because they have 16 health.
If you want to wait it
I
out
mean,
till 7, that's fine. It's up to you.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Especially because by 7, then you'll see where everything is positioned, so you can like really beam it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. All right, then I have
when were
some
you-
bees to handle.
I was just wondering if Egg was wanting to, or planning on.
Oh, I was
being
gonna go in
exercised. I think they
4
went
because
down.
I have to
Ah.
stand up.
That's fair.
Stand up!
Cool.
I remember the,
Stand up,
paragraphs
sis!
Get up,
are
Pace! Get up!
different. These guys are about to be so annoying, and I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
That's fair.
So yeah, these two put these down, and they're sort of staying where they are at for now to attack Cam up front here.
Okay.
They
to slow him down.
they take their swords, but they like draw them across their shield, and you see the shield itself made of wax and honey like pulls back a string, effectively making it into a bow. Which, yeah, I believe they have 1 accuracy too, or it's just +1. Yeah. Okay. Just gotta. No, stop that. I feel like that hits.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
What the number?
Just 21.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
Crit.
Yep.
21.
You rolled a 9 plus 10. God damn.
Yeah. 21. Yeah, you take 2 piercing. Or nope, sorry, that was the wrong one. 3 and an arcing 3, volley 1. I'm trying to look. I can't remember the damage. Oh, physical. Right, there it is. Yeah, you take 6 damage and you are marked.
6 damage. Okay.
4
I have
armor.
2
so you got
armor.
whatever.
That's down to 4. I have 3 temp HP, so that brings me down 1 actual HP.
Cool.
Right.
And now the other one. 9.
I am going to
Use
use
dodge.
Bane to give it a difficulty.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I can't. I don't have mana. My bad.
Can you mana potion?
okay. Yeah, I used it already.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
It costs 2 to take away a condition from a teammate.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
Listen, mana's a resource. Okay,
It is a resource.
another
really?
6
Can't relate.
again.
Yes.
Same damage, yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
What does marked do, though, is the only question?
You can so marked stays on the target. You can choose whenever someone is attacking someone who's marked to consume that mark to add accuracy to the attack. It's lock on from Lancer.
Yes.
Yes, okay. I'll find a good symbol for it and add that to Cam for now. Could use that little target in the top corner. Anyways. Yeah, and then they're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. They fly down like behind cover over here, which isn't really going to save them from the gunman since you have arcing, but you know, it might a little. Alrighty. I believe that is everything I can do for 3. Who's doing what on 4?
Nothing on 4
Like
for
to
me,
go on
boss.
4?
Oh, Ace, hit it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm
You
going
stand up.
to use my regular movement to stand up, so I am no longer prone. I'm going to rush, and you move up to my speed. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I'm going to use a minor action to summon another tombstone. You know
Cool.
me, I love my tombstones. And I will summon it next to Cam.
Ah.
I imagine it kind of mingles with the cloud of your zone. this like misty energy seeping from the ground.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's me. That's my turn.
Good turn.
Perfect. All right. Then we have, you know what? He's gonna. You see, Thorn sort of step here and then cautiously step towards camp. I'm understanding he's entered your.
He's entered. You
ley
let
line?
him into your zone. That was a
entered
into my
mistake.
zone.
Did he clear the prone?
Yeah, did he clear prone?
Because didn't I knock him prone?
Right,
Oh,
sorry. He is
yeah.
prone, so he'll stand up, and instead he is going to straight line do his dash, like, attack.
Gotcha.
So he still enters it, but now from this spot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you know what? I'll use my ley line drainer on him. So magic save, please.
No, magic, it's not real good at that. Oh, that was D2, excuse me.
All right,
There,
that'll pass. All right.
Cool. Then he's gonna land there, and he's
Not
gonna do
drained.
his turn. Not drained at all. Oh, he does get an accuracy to this. So something tells me that's
Is he using the mark? Just to check?
No, he just gets an accuracy.
Okay, he just gets an accuracy. Okay. No, that'll hit me for sure.
Yeah, so again, he's not damaging you, he is pushing you into that trap up above you.
Ah,
Which
okay.
is a slightly different one than the others, which is probably gonna hurt.
Haste, interpose.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
yeah. Should I interpose?
Tombstone right there. You can keep Cam from hitting the
Yeah.
trap.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, yeah. So, let me look at what interpose does again. Let me make sure. Yeah, within range 3. So then I have to shift. There we go. Other side of you.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah. Then I spend focus for that.
Focus, baby. Focus, baby. Sorry.
Okay. Can you focus on me? So would that knock the tombstone into the trap?
Well, no, it would be backwards directly from him. I feel like it would move back here then.
Mhm.
Okay, but
I was kind of saying it was going to catch the edge of the bear trap because the angle was funky for that, but that one's very clearly at a full.
Yeah.
okay.
Full 45.
Yep. All right.
I just got
Then
the
that's
305.
right?
yeah, just one. 'Cause
My
I don't
boy's
think this thing would
shoving
be
mist
prone.
around. Where are you aiming? Where are you
Yeah,
at?
he's aiming it. Again, he is deflected to the side and is quite mad about that. But, anyways, that is all he's got for 4. We're moving on to 5. Who wants to do something on 5?
I could go now, or I could
Alright, this is
wait till
gone now.
7 again. Well, I guess because, yeah, you know what? I'll go now. Why not? First, I shift 1, then I move.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I must have stopped right there, actually, I think, for now. And then we're gonna do some attacking, I think. Do I shift my stance? Nah. I keep my stance for now, I think. And I'm gonna go ahead and give him the fun fact, the blood pike is actually not a slow weapon. Did you know that?
I do now.
Well, I'm guessing guess who that's about to find that out.
Oh
This
boy.
motherfucker.
In my
Actually-
head, this is the weapon that you used while dueling him at the party, and so like he is not surprised by this. It is simply a rehash of that moment now.
Yeah, buddy, and we all know how that one went. Now, luckily for him, I don't get an accuracy here, so it's just a normal straight up hit. Unluckily for him, I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
It's a 21 to hit. It has keen, so I get an extra D3 damage. because of my Keen enchantment. This is going to be 2d6 plus 1d3 plus 1. Lunar damage. That's 8 plus 2 plus 1 for, what's that? 11 total lunar damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you remind me, wounds, he just sort of gets his health back, but now he's like lost 1 health bar effectively.
Yeah, there also is a table he's supposed to roll on, I'm pretty sure. Because bad things can happen to him when he gets wounded.
Yes, gotta find that.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking at the wound table. Hold on. I'm pulling it up. I just gotta find it. While we're figuring that out, but yeah, but yeah, for now he just takes the he would take the 5, go back to his max, and then take the rest of the remain of the what's that? 8, 9, 10, 11 total damage. So you take the remaining 6 to his health bar. And I think that's just about. Yeah. Okay. I found the wound table.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and roll a d6. It's based on how many wounds you have left. How many wounds does he have left?
I think normally they don't get any, and he's only gets the 1, I believe.
So everyone has 1 wound by default. When you have 0, you're dead. If he had 2, then he lost 1. He had 1 left. So go ahead and roll a d6 on that table.
Yeah. Alrighty.
What you got for me?
I got a 2.
Staggered. You are slowed and stunned till the end of your next turn.
Damn. All right.
Boy.
It's actually the worst thing you could have gotten.
Damn. All right. Yeah. He is walloped by this, having been tossed around and then not having a great time. And he does stagger a bit and then looks up and.
If you will, and you have to give me a second to get it properly. If you will, this absolutely is a dance, but I can't think of which one it is just yet, so I'm not gonna work on it right now.
He staggers and says, "If I must be serious about this, then I shall." And that's all he says. Just, you've gotten rid of a wound. Maybe things will change.
Still kind of smiles and jest. If you were not taking this seriously to begin with, then that is an insult to me.
All right. Well, anyone else doing stuff on 5?
I could surge, but I'll wait till 7.
Yeah, right. Okay, then I got this guy. The pumpkin sort of can just bounce up on top of this wall.
Boing.
Yep, this one opens the door, or at least it's like peeking out from around the door.
The idea of just like this pumpkin spider thing, just like grabbing a door handle.
What they doing over there?
I think it just like, it just pops its head as the door opens. So you just see like a pumpkin just leaning through the doorway. They are now setting 2 traps a turn.
Oh, gross.
That's awful. They're really pushing P over here.
Fucking hate you.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
These are slightly different traps now, however.
Oh shit! Look out! It's the combo.
I read this out. The
I am in rare
honey
form
ones
today.
are sticky traps. The C are concussive traps. When triggered, a characters in the AoA must make a bulk save, or they are disarmed and silenced until the end of their next turn. And if you succeed, you pick disarmed or silenced. The P are pitfall traps. When triggered, it creates a zone of dangerous terrain that has its own stats that last until the end of the scene. Characters in the zone that is created fall prone.
Noted.
Okay.
It's not even all the traps they have. They are kind of obnoxious this way. And then, how many of them are within range of... Sorry, I should have range already. Reach 3, okay. So yeah, only one of them is going to be able to lash out at this time against Anna. They're going to make a...
I'm only dodge 10, bud. For now. The rate at which Kana can rapidly approach your location will only increase as the campaign goes on.
Yeah, well, that's 21.
Absolutely hits me.
All right. You are... you take 4 astral damage.
I'm gonna break a profile on my Phantom Armory. Roll its damage roll. Reduce it by that. It's a 3. I'll take 1. Sorry, actually,
Right.
yeah,
And,
that's 3. I take 1. That's fine.
And slide. Does slide go any direction or only towards the person who did it?
Well, slide. I think that would mean. So what's the thing say?
It says, on hit, the architect can slide the target up to 2 spaces.
Any direction you want.
Cool.
Yeah, any direction.
You're,
Chosen by the one causing
you're
the force
going
movement.
there.
What's the save?
I have that up. The concussive bulk save.
Oh no, not a bulk save. Oh, cool, an 18.
Oh, yeah, that'll pass.
Wait.
You are fine. So that means you choose whether you are silenced or disarmed.
Well, I can deal with disarmed or. Oh wait, fucking silence. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck about that. Oh no, I can't cast spells. Oh,
This
Whatever
also
will
means that
Kana
you can't
do.
yap.
it just means Kana
Yeah,
can't
but
shit on the rest of the fight.
No more Kana-isms.
Just for a little bit.
Were you silenced, or were you silenced?
Until the end of your next turn. So I'm actually going to move you. I think you pass through it just to give it a little more, but it still goes off, and you. It is like this seed pod that just seemed like really tight and tense, and as you step even near it, it did burst into like this sonic blast. But I imagine Kana probably like. I don't know. How does Kana avoid that to only be silenced instead of disarmed?
Oh, it's easy. Fun fact: I have rollout from Tracer 2. When I'm forced to force movement, I can slide myself 1 space. It just can't be in a space that I was forced out of. So it's literally just like as he sees himself being dragged this way, just like spins the pole arm, puts it in the ground, and just like vaults over and like kind of twirls around it and lands on the side.
Yeah, and so your ears are ringing, and this sonic attack seems to have sucked the sound out of the space, or out of you for a second, but other than that...
Louder than it should be. That was very clever!
Yeah, and that's all I got with them. Because Cam is just outside their range. They don't want to get too much closer. I don't think they can, actually. So, anyways.
So then 6 and 7?
Who wants to do 6 and 7?
I'll surge at 7.
Anyone in 6? Or that's release, so yeah. 7.
Fun fact, because of the way rollout works, I get to still slide 1 space on my turn.
Damn.
So
He tried
I'm right
so
back
hard
there.
and got so far. And in the end...
And in the end, you're still getting... well, luckily for you, I can't use my blood pike. Unfortunately, I have lots of other weapons. So, here comes my Phantom Armory. Coming in with the... Oh yeah, main weapon, so I also get an accuracy here. Still in the blade profile. That is a 10 plus a 6 for a 16, plus a 1 for a 17.
It's gonna hit. Like...
My damage cannot be reduced below 2 this time, as I am still in snake stance. So I'm gonna take that. So that's 5 damage. Can't be reduced below 2.
Yeah, alright. He still has the 2 armor, so it's...
So 3. And then I am going to, now that I'm out of stance, I will minor action. I'll take 1 stress, and I'll put myself into... I think I'll put myself into wolf stance? Yeah, I put myself in a wolf stance. So yeah, now now basically all my main weapons gain reliable X, X being the number on the die. So currently, all of my main weapons have reliable 6. So here comes my what is it? What's the word I'm looking for here? Here comes the sword, normal sword.
Here comes the sun.
It does not have an accuracy on it. Actually, I should roll a second accuracy on that on the attack. Sorry about that. So it's only gonna be it's a 5. So I do miss, but I have reliable 6.
All right. Does that before or after armor?
Well, armor still applies unless the attack is armor piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah, reliable inherits like traits like armor piercing, but if it doesn't have it, then it's just regular damage. So you just take 6 damage, but you can reduce normally however you want.
Yeah. So he's still not looking happy about that. What does this attack look like now that you've shifted stances and it's reliable? Like, what does wolf look like different than snake?
I think Kana like has the polearm he used to kind of like was fighting for a while, leaps up onto it and then turns and leaps down. In midair, he like swipes down too much and creates 2 more like sort of like just like standard size swords. And as he kind of drops down, he just like turns and spins in a cross cut and then again in a vertical cut. There's 2 like almost like a cross of like golden hard light left in the aftermath. He kind of like stands there and like kind of faces Cam for a moment. 8th dance, jagged fangs, and they just kind of like the 2 lines converge whatever the weakest point in Thorn's stance is.
Yeah, he's already like disheveled, like he's been knocked around a bit and had that wound that is also hurting him. He's still standing proud, but you can tell his armor is keeping him up more than he is at this point. But that's kind of the beauty of his magic is until he is unconscious, he is still going to be moving perfectly.
Fair enough. That's usually the way the game works. And yeah, that's the whole of my turn, and my search turn and everything. I'm all locked in there. I can't do anything else.
Cool. Who else wanted to move in 7?
That would be me.
Yeah, do thing.
So my thought is.
Are you on full mana?
I am. Yes.
Okay, cool.
What's
Never
up?
mind then.
Okay.
Because you're my zone.
You're in my
Oh.
zone.
You're in my zone, man. If we were wanting to do the pomp strategy,
Pomp strats.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
pomp strats,
The fucking pomp comp.
pomp comp.
Love that shit.
I am in rare
Stupid.
fucking form today. I'm so sorry, friends.
I'll also mention the one pumpkin on top of the wall you can also definitely hit if you'd rather take that, but yeah, the one behind the doors, you will have disadvantage to attack rolls because he does have cover, but the door is open so you can see him.
Okay.
Can I,
For one,
can I
yeah,
see the gourd from where I am? Too?
yeah, from where you are, you can see all of them. The 2 at the doors are peeking in, and then the one on the wall is on top of the wall.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Word. Take your pick.
I think I'll go for the further one, the one at the door. Take the bit of a risk. Ajax will not look over or like insinuate that they're physically talking to Hayes, but Hayes will definitely pick it up. Just query. Do you see the gourd at the door?
The one near my tombstone?
Affirmative.
Gore.
Of course.
Request. Be ready. And they will start to let's see if I'm here. No, that would clip Kana. Yeah, they'll just
Clip me.
They'll
It's fine. I
swap
can
out
reduce damage. I
their-
don't care.
Also, you can, like, if you could get closer in here, that'll still count.
Yeah. Also, you can move first. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you can move and
Yeah.
then.
yeah. Cause let's see, the 1 and then the 3 that'd get me here. That's
right past my
Lot
ear. It's
better.
beautiful.
Yeah. So move right there. As they'll swap to their lunar cannon. and they will take a shot at this poor gourd.
The poor Gord.
Or
Uh,
Gorb. Or Magorb.
yeah. Does he do a
Have we
save
made
or
a
do you roll
Smashing
an
Pumpkins
attack?
joke yet this game?
No, we haven't.
Well, you only smashed one.
Not yet.
You have to get to 2 before smashing pumpkins.
Oh yeah, true, true, true.
It's true. It's true.
Does it count if it's smashed, if it's just eviscerated?
Listen.
We're gonna find out. Do you roll an attack or does it roll a save? You tell me.
I don't think it rolls a save.
You know, it's still just an attack. It's just a line attack.
Yeah.
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 And then roll that beautiful bean footage, baby.
That is an 11 plus grit, 12
That's
to
gonna hit.
hit. Hell
May surprise
yeah.
you. Most of these creatures have a 10 to dodge, which is like the standard dodge.
I
Better than
will
mine.
use. Why does it think that's a date? It is not. I will
Yeah.
use one of my whetstones to do max damage.
I love whetstones so
It-
fucking much.
It may be a little bit overkill considering it does 3d6 damage.
If you really needed to die to
But-
get Haze over there, I mean,
These things
get
have
it.
armor, so it actually.
yeah, they got 2
Yeah.
armor, so.
So yeah, technically you're only overkilling it by, let's see, 18. Take away.
Plus
Oh, let's see what he rolls first,
Yeah.
because if he rolls
Well, no,
a bunch of
whetstone,
ones, it's not gonna
whetstone
be
does
overkill.
max damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
No, then I still
Yeah,
think that's.
or I guess.
Unless you
let's
can
see,
do.
it'd be 18 plus
14
3, that'd be
damage.
21 damage.
Yeah. What's
would
what's
be-
the range on this, just for flavor, real quick? Like, what's the line size?
A line 15.
Oh god.
Fuck that! Fuck that building over there, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like a
Ajax,
beam, right?
Power
So
of new windows.
and this thing's like low to the ground. So in my head, Ajax, like, you don't have to be prone or anything, but I think Ajax basically is like gets to a kneeling rifleman position, and then like even a little lower because he can like sort of compress himself a bit, and that's just this perfect line that goes right over the concussive like seed pod, through a side of the door, through the pumpkin, through the bushes behind him, and clipping like a perfect hole through the side of this building into like even singeing the doorway over here, even like just like a perfect circle, like burned into this. And you
The
see,
door swings back and forth like a old saloon
Yes.
western.
I don't think it even moves. I think it's not force. It is just purely disintegrating this stuff. And I think the thing is that the pumpkin, this thing made of magic, and in fact some of the flowers and trees are still like very wealthy magic-ridden things, disintegrates a little further past the blast radius, but like the door, the very physical things don't. And so yeah, it just kind of turns to fucking ash, and it is gone. But I
Ace?
believe that means that we have a reaction that can happen.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
And then I need to roll to see if I reload this motherfucker. That is a
Alright.
5. I will spend 1 MP to reload it immediately. And
Click clack,
Perfect.
motherfucker.
And then,
triggering a stare down so I could get quick draw. Go ahead, Thorn. Attack again.
Perfect. And then Haze, you're up there now? What's the reaction
yes. Using Psychopomp, I teleport to the closest free space adjacent to the defeated character. So
I'm gonna say that's either right there or right there. You want to be one side of the door, left or right?
either way, yeah. I think
Might as well
you
be
pick
right side, right? We're running up the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that way
it
you
would
weren't
be
next to
down
this guy.
here to the next closest.
Yeah.
Here, it's one lower.
Yeah, one lower.
Anyways,
No, right here.
yeah, right there.
Or
I don't think it's important though.
Whatever.
In that, I think that combat actually kind of effectively ends here as Ajax. You have Thorn dead to rights. With this gun, you hear somehow, and you think maybe it's part of the emotiomancy, the empathomancy. Why did I come up with that word?
Nobody to blame but yourself.
Exactly. I have done it to
Friendly-
myself.
Friendly fired the fuck out of yourself, my guy.
Yeah, it seems like Jasmine this whole time has been standing here. You simply did not see her. She has made herself so uninteresting that no one could notice she was there. And she simply walks calmly Kana, in your stance, you just feel like not even a hand on you, but like her presence next to you as you suddenly, and she steps in front of Thorn, who only has 2 HP left and no more wounds, and so is just kind of fucked. He's barely standing, and she just holds him a little. And you see the armor fall away into Petals, and his heel like almost collapses, and just, she says, "They're here to help. Did your father really tell you, or did one of his assistants tell you? Have you seen him? You need to talk to me." And he, again, clearly, Connor, you didn't try and kill him, so he's not like bleeding everywhere, but he is so exhausted. You have drained all of the magic from him through your just unending attacks, all of his energy, as he's just, it was his official messenger, his assistant, that I can't imagine why he's a friend. And looks up to her and to all of you and it's like, I had to do what I promised.
I do not fault you for your creed, friend Thorn. You are a brilliant fighter.
Yeah, I think with that, we can take a quick break. Thank you, Twitch, for being with us so far. We're going to take about a 10-15 minute break for my players to refuel and get ready for what's probably going to be, let's be honest, yet another conflict on the inside of the Crystal Palace. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hello, Twitch, and hello, Internet. We are back to Knights of New Avalon. After our short break, we were just finishing a combat. Our players just defeated Zhao the Rose Knight, or Thorn, excuse me, Thorn Zhao the Rose Knight, who is just informed them that he hasn't actually seen his father, the mayor, that one of the mayor's head assistants that, Thorn has known his whole life and is good friends with, is the one who told him, technically. You are standing before the bridge, and I'd just like to know, what would you like to do in this space before we move on? Any questions for me? So I have one or two for you guys, if you'd like to do those first.
I think now that we're
Yeah, sorry. No, go ahead.
now that we're out of combat, you see Cam's ley lines disappear, but the air around him is still a little gray. And if you listen closely, you can still kind of hear the thunder going. And he'll turn to Thorn and go, "So first, you called us here. You had us attend this fucking party where nothing happened. And then you stopped us when we tried to help? What's going on here?"
Jasmine steps forward. It's like, I asked you. Yeah, Jasmine steps forward. I asked you. My family did. Thorn, for all of his... I just lost the word. For all of his skills, is not as well knowledgeable of what's going on politically. If you have questions about that, ask me. He was doing his job.
You have to understand that as beacons, we have a job to do. And when we get invited to somewhere, it's typically... Sorry, we don't get invited places. We get sent places to do a job. Us getting invited somewhere is typically just for show. I don't do for show. And he's gonna turn and look at his party members. We don't do for show. We showed up because we had a job to do, not because you invited us.
Thorn is propping himself up with the spears he's trying to stand up against. And last night you did that job well. You prevented a vote. I thought that's what they were doing in there. I still think it might be. And Jasmine's like, that's nice, but that's definitely not what's happening in there. But yes, normally they would just be making a decision based on the things that we've said last night. I'm sorry that you feel this way, but you did a job. You found the people that you had to, and you convinced them not to separate the realms. And she looks towards the bridge. She's like, I'm just worried when we can't hear anything, and no one's seen the mayors all night since they left. and I can't get any information in or out, then maybe someone decided to break the rules and is going to do it anyways.
I think Kana is like his eyes kind of widen a bit in shock as if like realizing something, and like it's a whisper but loud enough for everyone to hear. Fennec. He kind of looks around to his friends to kind of like help him affirm what he's saying. We have seen the face of what awaits or what threatens the realms. It is insidious. It corrupts. It takes the shape of ones you know. Perhaps someone here has been corrupted, and that is why there is such secrecy.
As the narrator, I would like to remind Cam that you discovered the main thing being that it doesn't seem like any of the rumors about Aetherling attacks or people being replaced seem to target the politicians. Seems to be targeting people in like a mid-range.
Yeah.
The people who do paperwork and transport and the gears of society.
Right. Cam will turn to Kana and say, it's never that easy. The people in power here are too... They've made things too complex. There are so many moving parts. It's not them. They don't even see what's happening. It's all of the extra pomp and bureaucracy and all the extra work they've created done by... Who even knows at this point? There could be any number of people here, influenced, changed, or even just causing trouble because they feel like it.
Jasmine nods. It's very true. My mother often says that if you want to influence a politician, you don't have to buy them. You have to buy their assistant. That's who they listen to, the one who does their research, brings them information, informs them of the world. We have no illusions of this. And I think that you're onto something, that if you replaced those people, they might be able to push things, accentuate issues that we already have, arguments that are already started. And Thorn sort of groans. He's just, all right, I guess you guys can go in. Not that I can do anything about it, but you have my official blessing to protect the mayor of our petal and the mayors of our realm against whatever this problem you've said, the Aetherlings. And I'd like to remind you guys that this is not like a common knowledge of like, yeah, Aetherling replaced a person that could talk and like trick people. It's like this folk tale of Aetherling body snatchers. If that's really a thing, and I trust you as beacons, and looks over, and more so Jasmine and her judgment, you have my blessing as far as it will get you. But if they've replaced all of the guards or workers or bureaucrats, I don't know how far my word is going to carry. And he clearly, again, he's like really low on magic, and I think Jasmine sort of helps him. You can feel him magically leaning on her. He creates at first it's a rose that blooms, and then he compresses it into a disc, and it's now like a coin that he hands to you. It's like, this will at least hopefully help you with the first layer of guards if they haven't become corrupted.
If it means the safety of this realm, nothing will stop us.
Good, because I am in no shape to do it myself. And he again sort of huffs, and Jasmine has to help him stand still.
You know, I'm actually going to... Kim's voice will soften a bit and go, Listen, I get it. You did your job. But now you know better. And I'm going to use one of my recoveries to heal him.
Oh, okay. I want to ask, like, outside of this move, are you trying to convince him to continue to stand guard? Or are you trying to convince him
Uh,
to come with you?
ooh,
Because one of those is way more doable. Like, you can inform him, stand guard and don't let this kind of thing go in. Like, look for this thing, and you might be able to help him, like, prevent Aetherling shenanigans.
I'd say let
But,
Yeah,
nobody pass. Like,
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that, like, we're gonna go in there. Just, I think right now we're the only ones that can discern whether or not somebody's an Aetherling. So for now, just keep doing what you were doing. Just know that now you're doing it for the right reasons.
I wanted to ask something of Hayes, actually. Hayes, you can sense Aetherlings, like, pretty easy. I think I just put it into Hayes's head that he can maybe Thorn wouldn't have the capacity for this. Like, that's not his kind of magic. But perhaps Jasmine could, like, you might be able to give Jasmine an impression to help with that.
Okay.
And I feel like it's maybe Empathetic Ear or Scholar of Souls, maybe, would be the skill you'd do to do that.
Scholar of Souls, because it's more of like an education type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a conveying of knowledge.
So, if you want to roll first and then we see, but I would love a little flavor of would Hayes do that and what would that
Yeah, and what does that
like?
look like? I think, yeah, if Cam is sort of reaffirming Thorn's like task to guard the spire. Yeah, Hayes will turn to Jasmine and I think in clasped hands they will give Jasmine a sort of sigil that I imagine, like, upon using her empathetic magic, that she can sense the soul's story that is written in this sigil.
Yeah. If it sparks joy, I think that you create a sigil that is like the profile of an Aetherling pretending to be someone else. And like the way that she processes this is that Jasmine feels like what are the emotional like waves of that person and how they are different. And I'd love for you to again roll that to see like just how effective it is. The
So,
D20 plus grit
remind
plus
me...
2 advantages, so highest of 2d6.
Highest of 2d6. So that is 20. Wait, let me math. 22? Yeah, 22.
Okay, yeah, that's more than you need for a success. Yeah, you create Fennec, like his whole like aura in this sigil, and I think you even managed to pick up maybe a little bit of his original like aura as you sort of
Right, from what we had
dismissed the Aetherling
originally
that was
learned
him.
about, like from studying his notebooks and in his home.
Yeah,
like, how
and then
that
also just
changed.
while you were cleansing his soul at the end, you would have got like a hint of what he really was. And so you can create this contrast, and Jasmine's, then I'll stay here with him to keep watch. And even to Thorn, you watch from the Petal side, and I watch from the Palace side. And he nods, and I would love to know, and it's a question I wanted to ask, what are recoveries for Cam? Like, what kind of recoveries do you have? Are they potions? Is it like an innate magic?
It's an innate magic.
Okay.
I think it's just like a large internal pool of magic you can draw from.
Yeah, as stated before, you really did exhaust this man more than injure him. I think you see the green parts of his armor take a bluer hue as they are more imbued with some of your magic. As his armor reforms, he's like, very well. Until you, beacons and my friends, please do justice by us. Save our realm.
You are surrounded by a table of equals, friend Thorn. And thankfully for me, though I lack that, I have the light of 5 brilliant beacons around me.
As you say.
Does the Magnolia Realms have a specific kind of salute that they do?
No, but they're about to.
I think they do bows usually. Like it is a bow that's like how deep you bow is like level of respect. I think that's a pretty standard thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Ajax fully inverts their hips and goes fucking like the fucking parallel with their legs.
All the way
His
around,
legs-
standing back up.
Yeah, his legs go open and he does a full like.
Damn it. Oh. But on Thorn having that kind of request, Ajax will do about like as a salute of just like I
Respectful
accept
bow between
this request.
martial equals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like I will do what I can as much as I can.
Perfect. Then yeah, you are free to enter the Crystal Palace. You go across the bridge, and like all of you could sense that the beginning of the bridge is the end of this petal of this, section of a realm. Every step across the bridge feels like entering the Aether Wild, or a path between them, like you've traveled so many times. It's as you get to the palace at the other end, it's like 3 stories. It doesn't really look much different than the buildings you've seen here before. It has a lot of the same redwood and like blue and green tiling. But as you get to it, you realize it itself is effectively, it is an eddy in a storm. It is not fully chaotic the way the Aether Wild is, but it is not itself a realm. And as you open the door, it is clear to you that the inside of this building is not what it appears to be. And in fact, at this moment, you can feel something is stirring that eddy up. You would know from stories, from like what you're told, that it's a consistent building. And as you open the door, it is not that. Even as Jasmine stands behind you and goes, that's not the entrance hallway. That's a service hallway for... Huh. This may be a tad more difficult than I thought.
All the more fun that way.
Yes, fun. That's definitely the word I would use. She looks concerned.
Well, at least we know we didn't come here for no reason. Your concerns are well-founded.
Thorn from like mid in the bridge, because he didn't like follow you all the way, is like, yeah, it doesn't look... You were definitely right to attack me. I understand now.
Was in there? Oh, I fucked up.
Oh! You know what? My bad. My bad.
I guard that way, not that way. I didn't open the door. Yeah.
Just now he's realizing something ain't right here.
Up until this moment, this was just like what he's supposed to do on any time that they've convened in the palace. Like he's just like, yep, don't let anyone in, etc. So yeah, you guys have now understand that you're gonna have to navigate a shifting space, much like the Aether Wild, except that it is all pieces of building.
Send me into
Hogwarts
the MC
step
Escher
type
painting,
beat.
baby.
Yeah, this is the what Matchstick Hotel from Control, or what was it?
Some shit.
The-
Something like that.
It's a rearranging space. So,
All right, so what are we dealing with here? Talk to me, friend.
I would love, and this is going to be the part, the beginning of a check that I want to not like just do all 3. the challenging check, I want to like sort of narratively play each of them out. Of what is your guys' first step for like how do we navigate this space? I want to know, and we'll figure out what action you're gonna take here.
I have a proposition kind of to the group and both to you, Tate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would using like the soul magic that Hayes has, would they be able to try to sense where people are in the building to try to like guide us towards someone?
Yes. I think it's not going to give you a map, like you won't know, oh, they're in this location, but it will give you a direction.
Right, like kind of like a.
And the better you,
beep, 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 beep.
yeah, and the better you roll, like the more specific of a person you can get, is what I'm going to say.
Okay. I don't know if we, if to the team, if we would want to head that direction immediately or.
That also depends on which
Like-
direction you want to head. I'm going to let you decide where you're going.
Yeah.
Ajax's idea would be to head straight to the realm crystal, or as like get to that as quick as possible, because I know that is going to be like the one surefire way of like, hey, who's all not who they say they are,
I mean, to
and
be
get these
fair,
I will say
motherfuckers the
that,
hell out of
if
if
here.
anyone's good at tracking the presence of a
Hayes'
realm crystal, it's probably Hayes, right?
Well, I think Hayes, the check that you proposed is
less
people.
less crystally.
I think
Mhm.
Ajax would be better at understanding the like architecture of this for finding the crystal. Like those feel like two separate goals.
Mhm.
But
I'll say crystal
using both
or
of
meter.
those informations, we would be able to tell
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if the group of people is in the same direction as the crystal if they may
Ooh,
be
yeah.
already there.
The
You know what?
missile knows where it is
only-
because it knows where it's not.
Exactly.
Exactly. I would love for you to separate of the three check then. Before you start deciding where to go, if both of you want to roll one of your skills that you think would be that related to that, just to like give you a sense, help
So
you gather more information before you start
Fun
navigating.
fact, real quick. You could
Uh-huh.
use the use magic narrative action
Yeah.
as
let's
like
do that.
a template for that. Because you pick a boon, which is what the spell you want to do, and you pick a bane, which is like the negative.
Yeah, you
and
know
then
what?
based on your roll.
Let's do that.
Okay,
I'm fucking with that.
so
Okay.
So the purpose for these, at least for what you proposed, is for Hayes, find where people are, and then for Ajax, it's find the best route to the realm crystal, or like assess the realm crystal might be the right broad
Yeah.
term.
Where is the realm crystal, and then from there, like path find like the
Mhm.
best way to get there.
a positive trait for the spell.
Ajax, a
And we can
walking,
come up with
talking
some-
pathfinding algorithm.
Yeah.
I would say
So
if
I guess-
your goal is to find where everyone is, I'm gonna say the purpose is to find where people are, Hayes.
Right.
But for Hayes, the boon would be, if I was gonna put it in a word, it would be detailed or specific. But if you get
Yeah,
the
for
boon,
it to be accurate.
you will be able to say who it is, not just where people are. Like
Oh,
you could
okay.
tell
Ooh.
specifics about exactly where, or at least direction of where specific people are.
Okay, so
And then
then
Bane,
for the
what do you wanna...
bane, the bane should not be the opposite of the boon. So,
I'm gonna say one of the very clear ones
perhaps.
would be draining. Like it's gonna cost you mana for that you won't be able to recover for the fight.
Oh,
that
okay.
one's awful.
I would like to propose like something more like explosive,
Yeah, yeah.
like something that will destroy
Interesting.
part of the space that we're in, so it will impede our travel potentially if it goes poorly.
Yeah, how about this? I'll say instead of
I don't know.
explosives, I will say inconsistent. In that, if you get the boon, or if you get the bane, it's gonna be a little less clear to you when you start navigating which way you can go. Like it's gonna change the complex check later
Okay.
if you get the bane. It's gonna be about navigation then.
Does
My
that
thought
sound
would
acceptable to
be-
everyone?
I'll take it. Go
Yeah.
for it.
I had an idea of Bane being revealing. Like everyone is like they
Ooh, I like
feel
for
that they
yours.
are being seen by someone. Like
I like that for Ajax's more, to be honest.
Yeah, because like if
Fair.
Ajax is like sending out like a sonar pulse of magic to find the realm crystal, then
Exactly.
the pulse would be felt by other creatures. I fuck with that.
Okay.
Cool. And then for Ajax, I'm trying to think of a good boon unless you have a good idea. I'm gonna say the boon. I don't know the right word for this. If you get the boon, I will not just tell you like you have a way to navigate to the crystal, but also you will get more information on like the nature of what is happening to it right now. Like you'll be able to assess the crystal as well. Assessing maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, or like a more detailed.
Yeah, instead of just
like,
location, it's gonna
what's
be more.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the bane would be just like, I guess people
Revealing.
either nearby or just around will be like, hey, I'm being something.
Well, I get
something
to sort of
seeing me.
have some leeway on what the actual technical consequence is. You get to pick
Mhm.
the idea of it. So I'm going to say it's revealing,
Okay.
and you know that other creatures will know where you are if you do this.
Okay. I'll just climb up a fucking wall. The fuck are they gonna do? Grab a fly swatter? Fuck.
Oh no, don't do that now. Oh no. We got
No,
ourselves a
don't do that.
robot swatter.
Let's see.
I got a 15, so either boon and bane or no bane.
Yeah, pick.
I got. Oh yeah.
I will say if you want all the information now, you can take both. It just means that you're going to have a harder time navigating.
I'm cool either way, fam.
I think. I kind of. I think avoided bane.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And just not
Yeah,
be
you have a
accurate.
sense of there are. It seems like two major like populations of people that are in two different locations. Because of like the nature of this place, you don't like. Hey, I'm gonna say like they're just two very different directions. They don't really have a forward, left, right because that's gonna get complicated. You cannot go to both of them on the way. They're effectively equidistant and different. One group does seem more populous. And I'll say, like, the little bit you get off of that is one group, the smaller group seems maybe busier, like there's more movement there than the larger group. And then there's scattered around, like, other seeming, like, living things. Humans and, like, the various living architecture and, familiars and things around, but those are the two major groups.
Okay, cool.
Ajax, what'd you get?
I got a 15 plus a 5, and then I don't think do I add grit to that or no?
You had grit to that, yeah, right? Grits to everything.
Okay,
isn't it?
so then it'd be 21.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
21, hey, you got a crit.
Boon, but no bane.
So
Hell
yeah,
I don't
for
think
you,
that counts towards my power die.
no. Anyways, you can tell exactly where the crystal is, and I'm gonna say because you got the boon, you can tell it's the smaller group of people.
Okay.
You can also tell that the realm crystal isn't really meant to keep this place consistent. Like they've never had to worry about the palace like changing up its shape. It just sort of happens as a side effect of the crystal, not like on purpose. So you understand why this can happen pretty easy, because the thing you know for sure is someone is setting up something extremely complicated around the crystal. It hasn't started affecting it yet, but someone is doing some great big magic, some really complex, big, feeling like fairly decent mix of arcane and spiritual magic around it. Again, space fucky, that's the best word I can use, but those are the two things that you know, and it's definitely the smaller group that seems busier.
Fucking, we aren't able to tell who the bigger group is. Fuck. Shit. Okay. I feel like in world, Ajax would almost have like a little hologram kind of pop up on top of like one of their hands.
Yeah.
And like little blue lines of like where the architecture is, and then like one like a white dot almost of the world of the realm crystal, and then there's probably like some red stuff being like around it, like some little thin lines of like something not right is happening up right around the crystal.
Yeah, I'll say because you can have this like detailed diagram, you know that the realm crystal is in a solidified place, like its environment is the same, and where like the large group of people is, but everything else, if there's not a person on it, much like the Aether Wild, the actual like architecture doesn't exist by this hologram. You can tell that the realm crystal, as it's supposed to be, you think, you don't think that's been altered too much, is its own like little island with its own little bridges to then the rest of the building with like Aether River around that to prevent, like, it's another layer of that with 4 bridges instead of 5. It's just there's a north, south, east, west entrance. That's it. Yeah, Foxy knows the shape of this.
Huh? I do?
Not Kana, Foxy.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
You made the map. Man.
it's true, I did do that.
Yeah, shout out to Foxy for making all our battle maps. They're really good. And we are prepared for that. Anyways, so yeah, now I'm gonna say you, unless you guys roll really bad on the check to get where you're going, you can pick like which of those 4 entrances you enter, or you can split up and do like 2 different groups and 2 different entrances when we do for combat. So we'll just have to write that down for when combat happens. But yeah, that's what you know before entering.
Okay.
So what is the plan?
I mean, out of character, it sounds like we want to go for the smaller group if that's where the realm crystal is, because that's the thing
crystal.
we're here to keep safe. And it sounds like, especially if Ajax shares that info, it sounds like someone's fucking with the crystal the same way Fennec did in the Cobalt Sands.
Well,
Yeah, well, and that perfectly aligns with what I sensed as well, which was that that group was very like active.
yeah. I'll
There's
say
something
that
happening.
that Ajax, you understand that they're not fucking with it yet. They are setting up. Like
yeah, they're building a battering ram.
Yeah, I think that you would understand enough about this from both talking to the experts on this. You don't know that this is exactly what they were going to do if they were doing it, and maybe they are the ones doing it. But you're not on the clock yet. When they've completed that construction, then the process will begin. So you do have some time before this really goes down. You can start rushing it now. But if you want to try and become better prepared or understand better what's going on, you don't have to run at that right yet.
Yeah, cause I feel it in my like I don't know it, but I feel like it. That this larger group of people does not know what is going on with the smaller group. My at least idea would be to have Kana go and run off towards the larger group, because they are the speedy motherfucker that would have enough time to go there, let them know like, hey, something's going on, assess the situation with that group of people, be like, yo, if you can, get up to the crystal, and try and gather support that way. It is just this whole conglomerate at
Honestly,
the crystal trying to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine to have Kana split off. I mean, what he tells his group of people to do would depend on who that group of people is and what they're capable of, because you know, I mean, it would depend. Let's see when we get there. Obviously, I'll let that one hang in the narrative.
How
Yeah.
will Kana navigate?
Well, I was gonna say it might make sense for either Hayes to go along or for Hayes to send Ovid with Kana as like a guide.
You'll have to tell me how that works. Does Ovid have access to like your magical senses? I don't know that there's rules about this. We can decide.
Oh, I don't think so, really. But
It feels like you would have to be there then. Like
I think so, right?
I'm fine with Hayes coming along too.
I
I mean, you know,
Yeah, I'm
make
a
sure you
little
keep up.
slower, but
let's split the party then. All right.
I was gonna say, if we have the time, like,
Jogging.
for us not to all go.
Yeah. Then what I would love to do is, it seems like Kim and Ajax are gonna go towards the crystal and make sure that shit doesn't go down too fast, while Kana and Hayes are going to see what this other group of people are doing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, Lucian makes a good point. We definitely could all go if we have enough time, depending on what our time frame looks like.
Yeah. I would think that would maybe either take another roll, or like you'd have to wait to see the kind of progress they're making on this structure. And I don't know if you want to wait. You can maybe assess that on the way.
All right, yeah.
You can all go at the same time and assess
I feel
on the way there.
Yeah, let's stay together
Alright,
for
yeah.
now, and then let's keep an eye on things. And if we start getting a sense that we're running out of time, then we split. You two can go off to the crystal, and Hayes and I can go find a larger group.
Sure.
I feel like that would be the plan to
Yep.
go.
All right, then.
As for how we navigate, I'm really fast, so I'm gonna just zip around as much as I can and try to like. I mean, for Kana,
Trying
it's like
every door.
it's one that, but it's also I imagine because if there are places where like like walls and doors start to not make sense or be in places they shouldn't be, Kana is happy to like bounce around off of walls or whatever he can to like find what looks like the best path forward. Obviously, he knows none of his friends are as agile as he is, but I think he's willing to like. He'll basically he's willing to like prove fight. He's willing to like be the one blazing the path, so that if anything looks dangerous or like might require some jumping or some agility, he can be the one to do it, and then find a path for his friends, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking for the section on complex.
You're gonna be our route setter, basically.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'll get the
I
route
feel
time.
like-
I'll find the wall hacks, and then you guys can just kind of follow up behind me and copy my route.
It does spark a little thought in my mind of if Kana was to like jump but be like a tad bit like fall a little too short, Ajax could like boost them with the I actually came up with a fun name for it. Realm space recalculator.
That's fun.
The little thing in his chest.
That's
Of
fun.
just like
Yeah.
just like friend Ajax boost. Okay, boonk.
Yeah, I can even imagine like Ajax
Yeah.
like creating small little like platforms or pathways for Kana to like bounce around on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I would
Getting my
love for this
fucking
to
Sonic
be I'm trying to remember what the story or adversity. Which one of those two works better here?
It's up to you, friend.
Well, I'm saying, do you remember like the difference before I make this choice?
So a story challenge is just we need to make our rolls and get a certain number of successes in order to pass the thing. The adversity ones are the ones where we did previously, where
you
we
will
have
get to your
different
goal.
approaches
Yes,
and
yes.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I will say this is probably an adversity challenge.
All right.
And I'm gonna say this is moderate. So there's gonna be 4 checks involved with this. It doesn't have to all be a different person, I don't believe, but 4 checks must be done.
Yeah, we
so
all
the
take
first
an
one
approach
is-
and decide on what we and then we roll. So technically we all technically everyone
then it
does
is.
get their
Okay,
own
yeah.
one, but I mean, depending on how it goes, we could double up.
All right, so yeah, guys are gonna want to be on page 35 so you can see the approaches and their consequences.
Already there.
But what it sounds like
I need to have the
Kana
book open.
is scouting.
Well,
I mean, I'll read it for it if you want.
I would say if you
A lot faster.
I would say it would be a question of like, I mean, because technically you should tell us what the adversities are and like what we are trying to deal with and the
Oh, yeah,
consequences
okay.
if we don't get them.
Right. So this one is I'm gonna say the adversity here is I have to pick this.
There's a table of them on
The
page 38 if you want to just like roll some.
That's where they are.
38.
I just want to see what a good option. Oh, is it really just whatever I want to say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you
So
want.
this is shifting. This is shifting terrain. Is this first one? I'm gonna say. With
Okay.
the consequence, especially the way you're describing Kana dealing with it, is it's going to possibly make you exhausted.
Okay.
As you start doing this, I think you understand that
Okay.
it is difficult for you to keep running around when this shifts. If you get too far, then like the path behind you changes.
Okay.
So you can scout out, and you're basically expanding the amount of space you guys have claimed, or like that you understand and keep solid as you are doing this, so that it's easier to navigate for your friends.
Sure, that makes sense to me. And yeah, I guess if anything, yeah, scouting would be the thing. Obviously, I love a whittle because I like to fight things, but I'm okay with I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
If it feels appropriate, Tate, I would love to apply my sprightly tumbler background skill here.
Yeah. I think it should either be that, or if you wanted to use magic to like magically expand the space you're claiming, I think
Nope,
high
fuck that.
magic is particularly good at that.
If Kana's doing it, it's not purposefully. It is subconsciously
Yeah.
just like putting out magical energy because he's like amping himself up, and that in itself is stabilizing things around him because he uses high magic. But Kana is not the kind of person who consciously thinks about the way in which he uses is in a high magic. Therefore, I will simply roll with my sprightly tumbler background for +2 accuracy. Ho 19 +4 plus my grit for a 24.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crit.
So with Scout, I get to pick. I'm definitely gonna pick the critical one, which is I can overcome the adversity, the consequence, and I can choose an option from the list. So I'll pick an option from the list, and I'll let you know.
Perfect. It's as Kana is sort of jumping around, and yeah, like it's trying to use the same space that already existed, but it is sort of putting them together in ways that it's not supposed to. So every once in a while there is a landing without stairs or like a door that is on the wrong wall. And I think you can especially find no problem getting to those spaces and sort of opening it up. And you find that as you especially interact with the places that shouldn't exist, it ends up sort of correcting itself. Like you'll go and open this door that's on the ceiling, and as you do, it's like as you look back, suddenly it's on the floor again, or it's like on the wall again, the way it should be. So you are sort of tumbling around and forcing it into space, into shape. But as you do, I think you find the more you do this, the more aetherlings start sort of being drawn to your position. Haze, you definitely start feeling them coming. And the first thing you run into is a set of wooden armor that seems to be empty. It seems almost in the same style as Thorn's armor. Like that's sort of the palace's armor, although his is much nicer. This is much simpler. So yeah, you now have a problem of aetherlings are coming for you. I'm gonna say
now we get the enemies. Darn.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think just like, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
The consequence to these, I think, would be probably bumps and bruises, as these are pretty weak enemies so far.
Makes sense
You'll
to
see
me.
in a minute when you deal with it, but yeah.
Yeah, I imagine, like, you know, we get a nice, like, you know, long montage of kind of doing all kinds of wild parkour, sliding along walls that shouldn't exist in the angle that they do, and, you know, like landing on doors and moving through them into new rooms, and then just like drop down to the floor and spin somewhat as he kind of like grabs a pole and slides over towards a wall and goes under the door. But I think Kana feels, or at least seems like he is completely in his element, solely because the way in which Kana moves and prioritizes his movement is solely based on his instinct in the moment. And so the landscape literally moving around him doesn't affect him in the same way that he just doesn't seem to worry about, because for him it's just a matter of like at every single moment just deciding what I'm going to do next based on what I'm seeing around me. And if things change, you just change what you're doing in the moment. That's just kind of the way the kind of soul operates, honestly. So this is nothing but comfort for him.
I think kind of you feel like it resists you, and that's the first version of this resistance is one of these suits of armor. Like you open a door, it becomes on the wall it's supposed to, but when you do, there's also a suit of armor standing there, and it's not part of the check, but I imagine Kana probably strikes out pretty quick.
Oh yeah, like he's going through the door, opens it, sees the thing, just spins and like summons 2 daggers in midair, just keeps spinning, goes through it like a top.
These things collapse so quickly. It does not take much, which is why this is bumps and bruises. There's just suddenly a lot of them, and you notice there's suits of armor around here that are maybe or maybe not alive, but like standing in places, and more doors. And now, who wants to roll a check to handle that?
I could go.
Do it,
I was
Hayes.
gonna say, I see Hayes' response to this less as whittle and more endure, just because of the like. I imagine it's like the feeling of like when you stick like a stick into like sand on the ocean and like the water rushes around it, like standing firm as these aetherlings begin to flow
especially
into the
with
space.
Hayes has this magic that lets him like protect his friends. So in my head, that's like the enduring is preventing them from hurting anybody, or at least hurting them
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. I think.
And are you adding one of your skills to this?
I don't know. Would empathetic ear fit if I'm like protecting people?
These things don't really
I feel
have
like that's kind of
like
vague, but
emotion. I was gonna say the upholder of Magnolia traditions, actually. Like
oh,
you
because these
you
things
know
are derived of Magnolian tradition.
yeah, and they are trying to sort of ambush you. I think that you're also like, okay, what is the like logic behind these doors that you're trying to figure out, or like hallways? Where would they appear in this
Right.
space to sort of preemptively defend your friends? Would be the sort of
I see, I
idea if
see.
you were going to use that.
I
So
like
that's just
that.
1d6. You don't get to pick the highest of two, but
Yeah.
hopefully it'll still help.
Math 1920.
20. Hey, that is a crit.
Big crits.
Barely.
Dang.
So yeah.
In that case, I shall overcome the consequence and also choose the benefit of defensive. One of you can start with 3 focus next combat.
Oh shit.
One of you said something about wanting to have focus and didn't have it. I don't remember
was
who it
Fox.
was.
It was me.
Yeah.
I love a
You can
little
have some
focus.
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 3 focus
baby.
for ya.
Focus, baby. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. It's as you're doing this. I imagine like a lot of the tombstones showing up and stopping this, allowing your teammates to then very quickly
Yeah.
dispatch these suits of armor. And I need to have a good. Yeah, you're. I think Ajax would be the first to notice. You all feel it. The edges of this space are starting to drain now. It's expending a lot of energy doing this, and it's starting to make the air thin with thin of mana. There's less magic around you than you're used to, especially in the Aether Wild. It's becoming almost too solid and mundane, and you're trying to describe what the really adversity here is. You realize that if you don't direct yourself like more towards your goal, if you don't get to where you're going, or like hide or prevent all of this effort on you, it's going to drain your mana. You're going to become drained. It is like a physical consequence of the space, and I'm here to like help you describe what your solution is. It's fucking with the physics of magic in a way it shouldn't, is like the long and short of it. So, of the 2 of you left, or again, because I think Fox, you said everyone should do 1.
Yeah,
In this
that's
case?
usually how it works.
Yeah.
Because everyone should pick an approach.
I can do this, I think.
Mhm.
I will endure.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, using one with the world, I'm gonna try to just. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Your Cam has always had this like sense of self that maybe you're applying to this place of like, I'm gonna decide how this is and stop with the slow draining of magic in this area.
Yeah. Okay, so I
I have
get.
more authority than you.
Yeah. Sorry, just reminding myself how the rolling of dice works.
D20 plus grit plus your advantages or whatever they're called.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Oh right, I need to pick. Do I need to pick that now or after? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think you roll and then pick what you get from the list.
Yeah. How does a 13 sound?
That is a hit, I believe. So yeah, you can overcome the consequence, repair one destroyed technique or piece of equipment, gain resistance to stuff, start your combat with 4 temp HP. An ally of your choice starts with 3 focus or used to pain. Choose either.
I think I'll just overcome the consequence.
Yeah, that also feels more narratively true. What does it feel like or look like for Cam to just sort of decide that's not true anymore, effectively?
I think for a moment the like cloud above him wavers and is almost blown away by this shift in the magic. And Cam stops for a moment. You see his eyebrows scrunch as he like really focuses on preventing this shift in magic.
Yeah. Maybe Cam does notice it even as early, if not earlier, than Ajax. Because Ajax is running numbers, but Cam, you probably have such a sense of place that you're like, yeah, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And you watch as the cloud becomes more... It's less transparent now, and it expands a little bit to cover more of the party and more space.
So in my head, it's like Kana probably eventually feels like when you're farther away from the group, you feel a little more tired, and then you just like walk under the cloud, and you're like, refreshing, and then you go back out. So now you're making more trips back to where the group is as you're sort of continuing this tactic. And I think that does mean is that you did make a trip back to the group, so you're not very far away when you finally reach the door that you have sort of been directed to, that your map is showing. And at first you think that this is another Aetherling that has answered the door, but instead of attacking you immediately and you responding, it's two people in armor, and they're people. They step back, they don't have helms, they lower spears, and you can see behind them is another door and another set of guards, and you can just tell at this distance as it becomes connected to your space that this is where the large group of people are. And Hayes, I think you feel that this is mostly people. I don't think you feel any Aetherlings, or at least in a large group it's hard to say for sure, but at least it's mostly not. And the guards stop before you, and this is your last sort of adversity. They say, stop. Nobody is in. We don't know what's happening, but you are not allowed any further. They seem spooked as hell. I'm gonna say I don't know. Frustrated seems so mean what the effect is, but I think that's narratively what's about to happen. And so it's turned to
they
Ajax.
think we're trying to get to the larger group.
You don't know exactly what they think. They just know. You just know they know something's going on. They don't like it, and nobody's getting in.
Ajax would probably at least step forward to them and kind of enlargen the hologram, or like at least zoom in on like the realm crystal and like what he's able to piece together, at least from this distance, and be like, the realm crystal is under threat.
Ooh, okay. I would like you to then sway. Seems like the right one.
That's my thought. I don't know. Let's see, we can sort which.
Yeah, I'll say you roll first, and I will tell you what you know based on that narratively.
Let's see. What background skill? I know. I think I hate using it each and every time, but number cruncher would make sense. Just like,
you know what I think actually makes sense?
Putting the pieces together. What's up?
I think unique neural pathways does actually.
Yeah.
I feel like number cruncher is more for understanding like the physics of the world. Where unique neural pathways, I think, is how you probably process people. Is maybe the dividing line between those.
Yeah, that would check out. Let's see, that is
the highest of 2d6.
A 13 plus 13 plus 3 plus 1.
17.
17.
17.
So it's definitely a hit. I would like to remind you that the consequence of frustrated is all PCs start the combat with their stress at their breaking point.
Oof. That's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's it's not fun, but it's very far from the worst thing. Like,
So if you want a different benefit, you can't. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that you get to maybe do hit overcome is one of your choices.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, I think the yeah. Let's see what's betrayal. One non-positive PC. It's disarmed or silent. Yeah, overcome is probably the best.
true.
The thing you realize narratively, to let you know what to say, even as you pull up the map, I feel like a lot of Reborn, and Ajax maybe in particular, is a study of human isn't the right word, but like human, like facial expressions, body language, stuff like that, just sort of out of necessity. Like you effectively have to study that to understand it. You don't have an innate understanding.
Yeah.
They're not.
Ajax failed those classes.
Well, I think at this moment, maybe it's like you've gotten better, maybe, or just it's something that's so specific. They recognize you and they don't believe it. They know who you are. Like, you're somewhat famous. You think almost immediately that they must have been dealing with aetherlings that look like anyone. There's a reason they're like, doesn't matter who you are.
Oh.
You're effectively in the Aether Wild right now.
Yeah.
And you think that you don't know that there's specifically an intelligence behind all of this, but it feels like it has been. You wonder if they've been sending people to them that they recognize because none of them can tell who's an Aetherling or not, and they've been sending suits of armor at you because you can tell, like, immediately. So there's no point.
Okay.
So.
Ajax would probably, because considering that, Ajax would probably go, I recognize that your I recognize that your guard that you are standing is difficult. And he will probably actually grab one of his plates and kind of open it up like on a hinge almost to expose like almost his inner workings and like show almost like these metallic ribs of like this carbon steel and this like this glowing orb almost in like this rotating chassis that is his core. Of just
so much of the magic tech in this is in especially New Avalon is like crystalline but like polished. So I do imagine it's like a magic ball, like a perfectly circular glass ball that has all these runes floating in it in my head.
And as like a like show of like we
trust,
trust, we are not Aetherlings. I fully understand that like in order to discern what is and what isn't can be incredibly difficult for the normal person. And
you hand it to them, or are you like just exposing it to them? If it sparks joy, I imagine you just sort of like open this up and you just they have spears, I think, as their main, and you basically just like align it with the tip of one and be like, I get that you don't understand if it's real or not, and maybe something effective like, would an Aetherling do that? Or like, I'm trusting you, and I think one of the guards is like, never seen an Aetherling do that. The other one's like, I haven't seen an Aetherling do a lot of things I've seen them do today. It's like, yeah, but none of them have asked us to trust them and said you can kill me if you don't believe it. Like, that seems...
Yeah, like, heart on the fucking line, actually.
Yeah.
Like...
And they let you in. You discover, and you discover as you're let in, and I'm going to like glaze over a little bit of this. There are lots and lots of people. Lots. There's like 40 people in this room when you're let in, and mostly it seems to be people of no authority or all authority. All 5 mayors are here. They are sort of not in a corner, but they're like on the side away from doors, and they have a table in front of them that seems to have this magical like grown map. It's made of wood and trees, like and it shifts, and it's shifting as much as yours, but they don't seem to be able to get as much out of it as the map you've made, and they seem to be muttering to themselves before you enter. And everyone else are like busboy and like mid-low level cooks and people who just have a job to do, like the garbage man, the delivery boy, that level of worker, and they all seem terrified. You hear whispers as you enter of them having names, and like, I thought that was this person. It was terrifying to see this person's face. I thought that person had been dead for a long time. But they see you. They see the 4 of you, and they stop and they look, and their face turns from fear to hope. Known as beacons. And while you've been dealing with people of a certain level of power where they respect that, but they don't necessarily admire it, these people do. And in this moment, when their world is falling apart, when chaos is rending reality beneath their feet, the one thing they know is that every single one of their realms exists because a beacon stepped up and said no. And said, much like Cam did just a minute ago, reality doesn't have to be this way. It's the way I say it is. And I think that might be a great place to end for today, because the music kind of said so. We're going out on our favorite note with the music. Anyways, thank you, Twitch, and thank you, Internet, for being here today. This has been Knights of New Avalon, a Beacon Odyssey. I have had a wonderful time playing today. I love what my players have done with it so far, and I'm sure I will continue to do so. I'll do my intro last, actually. Let's do in the reverse order we did earlier, which means, Chouse, tell us who you are, who you played, and where we can find you between now and the next time.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I am Chouse. I have played Ajax, the gunslinger. Really slung some guns. Hell yeah. And reduced to atoms, this poor little
Guns
pumpkin.
Slung. Pumpkin eviscerated.
Orb pondered. Anyways, I feel it in like the waves that some fan art is gonna be made, and I can't do anything about it. You can find me here in 2 weeks' time on Neon Lights. You may see me occasionally memeing in the NLR Discord, link down below. Oops. Damn it, Dan. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say.
Perfect. And we loved watching him ponder that orb and sling them guns. Anyways, next we have Egg.
I'm Emily, or Eggchan. I played Haze, the Grave Walker. You can find me as Eggchan on the internet. On Twitch and Itch. Yeah, that's it.
Guess that brings it back over to me, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey friends, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. If you're looking for me, I'm all over the internet at Young Foxy. It's YUNGFOXXII, sometimes underscore in the middle. I played tonight, I guess this afternoon, the lovely and incredulous Kana Alva, the Aureate Cavalier, our littlest guy with most of his swords. I used a couple of them this session. Hope to use more in the future. If you're looking for more of me, I'm usually right on over here in Neon Lights Roleplay, where I'm creative director. So keep your eyes locked on the screen you see right in front of you, and you might just see me on it a little bit more if for some reason you want to do that. Had a lot of fun. This has been great, and you all are wonderful. Take care.
We also had a great time. I guess now on to Lucian.
It's me. Hey, I'm Lucian. I've played Camp, the solitary angler, our dwarf life weaver, who just likes catching fish and sometimes yelling at people when they make dumb decisions. You'll see me again here next week when we maybe do Lancer? Maybe Lancer? Who can say?
Next Friday.
Other than that, I'm around in NLR sometimes.
And we always appreciate it when you are. Anyways, I have been and always am Tate Washburn, and I have played everyone else in the world that they run into in this game in the many realms. You can find me on any place I care to be found at Tate the Terrific. If you find me anywhere else, no, you didn't. What you should really do is follow this channel's Blue Sky at Neon Lights Roleplay, because several people who are much funnier than me run it. It's also where we announce cool stuff that we're doing. Or you can join us on our Discord, where we meme and we stream, and we sometimes pick up players for cool things like this. You will find me next time at, well, you might not find me on Friday, where I may or may not be here, and if I am, maybe we are doing a Lancer. We'll find out. And then you will find me back here 2 weeks from now at this. That's really what I'm doing, are these two games, and I'm having a great time doing it. Anyways, that has been all for today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us on this Odyssey, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.